stylish readvanced new Corolla. Now, more 47.5 APR finance on the 25 Corolla, or Camry up to 72 months, or lease a new 26 Corolla for $199 a month, or a Camry for just $269 a month, with 2 years no cost payments included. Get all you need at your Toyota dealer now. Toyota, let's go places.
Finding a new home isn't easy, but what if the perfect home is the one you're...
What's going on, everybody? Jordan here with you. It's a Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. How's everybody doing out there today? So Cooper Hopkins has got the call up this week to cover some women's college soccer through tomorrow and this weekend. So it's going to be a solo broadcast for me. I was hoping he'd be able to pop in, but maybe they can be surprised at some point. And so for the Columbus Blue Jackets, head coached by Dean Evason, they are 7-5 on the season so far. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. Lineup sounds like this: Sean Monahan, Dmitri, Voronkov, Kirill, Marchenko, Zach Werenski, and Dante Fabro. It's Adam Fantilli, Boone Jenner, with Miles Wood, even Provorov, and Damon Severson. Charlie Coyle, Cole Sillinger, and Matthew Olivier. With Jake Christensen and Dyson Mayo, the rookie is going to play his first NHL game on the fourth line side. Isaac Lundstrom, Zach Aston Reese, and Ken Johnson. Igor Chinikov will be the scratch. Jet Greaves will be the starter in net today for the Jackets. As far as the Flames, before we get into the ceremony, they're head coached by Ryan Huska, 3-9-2 on the season. It's Nazem Kadri, Connor Zeri, Joel Farabee, Kevin Ball, and Rasmus Anderson. Morgan Frost, Jonathan Obrador, Matthew Coronado, Joel Hanley, and Mackenzie Wager. Michael Backlund, Samuel Hanzik, Blake Coleman, Igor Sharangovich, Ryan Lundberg, Adam Klepka. Jan Kuznetsov will play in front of Zane Parekh, who will be healthy scratched. It's been a couple of years since he's been in the lineup. And Braden Pahal will be the back and third line defense, with Dustin Wolf in the goal crease. So I'm going to carry this ceremony along with you, and then we will talk about some of the stats and everything else too. So Kadri is being honored tonight for 1,000 games played in the NHL, as Michael Backlund was last year when they had those same jerseys. Lots and friends and family in attendance at Scotiabank Saddledome. Hopefully that's where Cooper and I will be next year. I got to get a chance to get the passport and everything across before the Saddledome closes. But as far as for Nazem, when you look at some of his numbers, when he won the Stanley Cup in 21-22 with the Avalanche, he had 28 goals, 59 assists, 87 points, was a plus 13 in the playoffs in all 16 games when the Avs won the Cup. 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points, plus 7. To me, he's always known for grit. He's a consummate professional and can still be a showcase highlight as a leader, very respected to the league. He's an ideal teammate, and he's worthy of this honor. And he's getting some of the ovations now as he started his career with the Leafs. Again, from the very beginning, as you see some of these hits. You talk about for Nazem. He spent a long time there, about 9 seasons over, I believe, with Toronto. And he was known for some punishing hits. He's got some smiles on his face there. And then with the Avalanche after. Again, the Avalanche, I imagine, when Nate Dogg, Nico Rantanen, Cal McCarr, and all those boys, when they ended up winning the Cup together, that you have those very, very special memories, including that playoff series that Cooper and I called, when I didn't think that Nazem Kadri scored that goal against the Big Cat, but he ended up getting that one in Game 5. So pretty fun. You see his friends and family there on the left side of the screen, and now watching his Flames highlights with his mom and dad, all sorts of kids, family. Again, he's mentioned driving to the rink when he was a little guy. It's always been important in his life for hockey and family itself. And whatever you say at the beginning as you learn to turn pro and all of that, I think he's taken that from the Leafs, turned himself into the ultimate professional. And again, still one of those guys that can absolutely be a highlight reel when needed. And that Stanley Cup is something that he'll cherish forever, and alongside all of the other highlights that he's had throughout his career. So it's very well deserved. Again, as I mentioned with Cooper before, as I finally, we've already done a lot of Flames games together, but I wanted to join along with Flames Nation to be an honorary member of the family. Obviously, that the Red Wings will be my main team across the board forever, but You can always have someone else in the Western Conference. And I've adopted the Flames. And Nazem's always been, regardless, before he's ever been on the Flames, one of my favorite players. So to get a chance to watch him tonight, be honored at this point, says a lot. Now, after this ceremony, there's going to be a lot to say as far as Craig Conroy, Ryan Huska, the rest of the organization, what Nazem Kadri wants to do. They say that he has lifted his no trade clause after this was going to be done, and we might see him go to an absolute playoff contender. Now, that's not going to happen right away as the Flames sit at 3-9-2, but you would have to imagine that they're going to at least get something, because when you think about the contract that was signed with Brad Treliving, it was 7 years, $7 million per at 49. That's a very movable contract considering where Nazem is, still at 35. He's in, I believe, year 4 of this deal. And you got to feel pretty good about that. The Flames should be able to get a decent haul for him, considering he's going to go to a playoff contender. As there's Craig as he gives a big hug there to Nazem. Again, I appreciate all of you guys joining in for a little bit of this pregame. I wanted to get this. That's a very beautiful plaque in the building that was just unveiled for Nazem to commemorate this 1,000th game on November 5th, 2025. That's pretty good there. You got the mix in between Toronto, Colorado, and the Flames at front and center, with one of the ones on the top right of the screen with the Flame, him celebrating with the Avs, putting the cup in the air. That is a beautiful, beautiful sight. So silver stick going to be given to Nazem now. That is a very beautiful sight there. Happy Gilmore would be jealous in terms of that if you wanted to make that a hockey putter. I always wanted to get myself one of those number 91s, but I was thinking about blasting on that, so I did ask Cooper a few times. I think we're going to try to get one of those done. But if I'm not able to get Nazem's this year, maybe I can get something off a discount, and just in case he gets moved, because I really want to get that Flames jersey. So a big bouquet, a silver stick, and an ovation there for 1,000 games for Nazem. I even see some Avalanche jerseys at Scotiabank Saddledome, which is pretty damn cool, to be honest with you. I don't know if they can get away with some Leaf ones, considering we are in Canada, but a lot of Flames jerseys nonetheless. This will be one of the biggest moments, honestly, for the Saddledome as it gets set to close next year. To have this ceremony here, it would be nice to see what happens alongside next year of what's going to be added. And again, I'll ask Cooper when we get to that point. We get a chance to do some more games, maybe a couple more times before the close of this year. Again, I was hoping he could be here. Maybe he'll pop in at some point, maybe not. But we're going to get into the anthems now. So that ceremony, I think, was a little bit shorter, in my opinion, than what we saw with Brent Burns a few weeks ago when I did a game in between the Avs and the Canes. So let's get into some of these numbers here that we got. So again, 3-9-2 for the Flames, but Nazem Kadri 6 points in the last 6 games, 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points, -7. Morgan Frost 2-5-7 +2. Jonathan Huberdeau playing in his 10th game now this year. He was injured at the beginning of the year, 4-3-7 +1. So his numbers have been improving since he's being used to playing in Calgary, and they really need it. What I wanted to highlight today was a little bit of a low light in terms of Calgary when you want to get some of those numbers changed. Now, we talked about it last year, correct, for Rasmus Anderson, and that plus-minus being closer to -40. Well, Rasmus 2.24 is even, but for Mackenzie Weegar 0-4-4, -12, 20 penalty minutes seems like something he really is going to want to improve on. So I'm hoping to see Mackenzie Weegar get his numbers improved on. And again, I would think for the man that wants to play as a member of Team Canada in the Olympics, he might be playing himself right off the roster if that continues. For the Columbus Blue Jackets, as we said, winners of 4 or 5 coming in, 7-5-0. Kirill Marchenko 5-7-12 plus 8. Dmitri Voronkov 5-5-10 plus 9. He's got 16 penalty minutes. But the two U of M standouts, I've not been able to mention as much as I wanted to. Adam Fantilli 2-4-6 -4. And Ken Johnson has been moved down to the fourth line, 2-2-4 -5. So some of those guys, former U of M standouts, have not been able to get to the start that they wanted to, although Columbus has played much better lately. Where Columbus has been strong, as we're getting through the anthems here, Jack Reeves, he's going to be the starter today, 3-3-0. 267 goals against, 916 save percentage. Elvis Merzlikins be the backup, 420, 298, 917. So both those goalies have been great. Dustin Wolf, his numbers, he's going through a little bit of a sophomore slump, honestly. 381, 339, 884 save percentage. Devin Cooley only played in 4 games this year, appeared in 4 games. 0-1-1, 198 goals against, 933 save percentage. So Devin Cooley's numbers have been good, but Dustin Wolf is going to want to bump up, and we'll see if he can do so because Jack Reeves and Elvis Merzlikins have been pretty good this year. Former Flame, and now with the Columbus Blue Jackets, Eric Branson is still injured. He's not going to play today. Denton Matejchuk still day-to-day out, and other defenseman Luca Morelli still out as well. For Calgary, the only other one out is Marty Pospisil. So we'll see what happens today. I would love to see the Flames get a victory in today's game, considering what they're celebrating. For the fans that want the tank for McKenna, even if the Flames win today, they would still be in last place in the NHL. So you want to go ahead and get this win for 91, for Nazem Kadri. Celebrate everything that it means tonight and push forward. And for Columbus, continue to push through Canada on this road stand. They're going to be playing Edmonton, Vancouver, and then they finish off their road stand in Seattle. So this is the first time, and I know John Abbott's usually the play-by-play guy for Calgary, but the first time I've heard Kelly Hurdy this year. This will be the second game that we cover. Again, it'll be a solo when I had Cooper Hopkins with me in the opener. When the Flames came back and won 4-3 in a shootout, Nazem Kadri got that game winner. So now we'll have to see what happens against the Columbus Blue Jackets. So we will try to get a few more of these. I know we will hit the Red Wings games this year alongside Cooper and myself. I think he'll be more available at those points. It'll be later throughout the year as well, so we'll be able to get that squared away and see where the teams are at that point. Silver stick and silver chain for Nazem Kadri. He's got the Lyco tee. It's kind of what I got rocking right now as we're going to be getting set here at the Scotia Bank Saddledome. John, I'm here with you on this call. Humbled to be here. I know it's a big moment. We will try to see what happens throughout the week. Again, Cooper and I have been in contact. I got 5 straight Sharks home games after this week, and I know he's got the call up there for women's college soccer on ESPN+. So we're sent back around now. It's Mackenzie Weegar to get things started here at Scotiabank Saddledome. Here is Kadri set through on his forehand. We'll show to the right side board. Slap shot be closed by the left hand. Hanley with a clapper, and this will be held 5-hole glove for Jack Reeves. So a nice little move to start to enter the zone. You got Zeri out there with Nazem Kadri and Mackenzie Weegar. Good chip ahead from Nazem. And Connor Zeri to get that one. And it will start with a offensive zone draw as Joel Hanley shares Cooper's middle name, as that one was right on the stomach of Jack Reeves. So it'll be a face-off tie-up for Morgan Frost. He can't win it as Kevin Ball will push this one back. It's a one-on-one, as this will be Rasmus Anderson trying to shield with the body, try to take this one cross ice and right back up the gut now. Frost. Turn around for Matthew Coronado. Coronado on his backhand. Still working his way toward the left dot. Shovel it back to Huberdeau. He scores through the screen. Morgan Frost is happy with that one. He might have got the tip on it as Huberdeau let it go from the point. And the Flames had the first goal of the game. We're not even a minute in. Tip shot for the Calgary Flames, and they will take it. Right in off the tip. That's as easy as it happens. Morgan Frost gets his third from Huberdeau at the point. 56 seconds in. Coronado also gets a secondary assist. Opportunity now, Backlund. I'll drop and leave. Flames playing with some energy here right after that goal. That's what you need to see. You're already going to get the jump, and it's important that Columbus gets off to a good start. That's what Jean-Pierre Luc had said to the Columbus side, and I agree with him, but that's not what the start that they got. Here's another chance. Reeves falling down, makes the save. Coleman turns. Coleman scores! 2-0 from the left side. Don shovels it in, and the Flames are really cooking now. It's 2-0 with 18:28 in the first. Let me take a look at this replay here as Coleman lets it go. This was off the left pad and in across the red line. Then at 18:28, Blake Coleman, a bunch of rebounds there, and the Flames are really playing well. Again, it'd be nice to have them get a win, to be 2-0 since the games that I've covered, they only have 3 wins on the year. It would be double the win total if that ends up holding. Kuznetsov will send this one in off the slap pass. Shots are 5-0 Flames. It's the 6th goal of the year for Blake Coleman. Dustin Wolf way out of the crease toward the right side red line. He's got to get back in. Columbus, this puck is loose, and Lomberg will brush this one deep into his own end toward the right side red line. He's just trying to get it away from Dustin Wolf. And now the Blue Jackets trying to find something. Lundstrom on the fourth line side as it's Kent Johnson. He'll spin and turn, former University of Michigan Wolverine. This is a glove save for Dustin Wolf. There was some traffic in front of his crease, but he'll hold on. 17:35 in the first. Dyson Mayo, who's playing his first NHL game of his career, was getting a camera shot from Sportsnet. So Jet Greaves gives up a couple of goals here. And again, his numbers, as we talked about, have been very good coming in. 916 save percentage, 267. And Elvis Merzlikins around those same kind of numbers here, but Jet's already given up a couple as the shots are 5-1. It is a D-zone draw upcoming for the Flames. Already have a 2-0 lead, 2 goals in the span of 36 seconds. Your goal scorers Morgan Frost and Blake Coleman. As this will be chipped off the glass and an up and out of play at 17:21 of the first.
Right, Blake Coleman's been around. He understands it's great to score 2 in the first minute and a half, but you still have to make sure that you put your foot up in front of the opponent and don't give them a chance to block.
Here's a chip from the Columbus Blue Jackets, but they cop it right out as Coleman will send this one back in deep. Backlund now tries to find it as this goes to the point. Another tip opportunity. Kevin Ball on his back skate. Good chop of the air. It's a 4-on-3 developing. The Ball was able to hit this one behind his own net as Blake Coleman now, former Tampa Bay Lightning man, has his 6th of the year already. We'll send this one down. Ryan Huska's squad will take a change. Kirill Marchenko with a ripper. As this one gets deflected, it's loose out of front. One-timer. And that one goes just wide. It was Werenski toward the right side dot, as this will be sent back in toward the left area. Now for the Flames on the backhand. This is Connor Zary trying to get it from Nazem Kadri, just ticked away toward the left dot. Charlie Coyle, former Boston Bruin, will drop this one down with Sean Monahan, former Flame. Sillinger gets rid of it. This bounces off Zary's skate, and Werenski now, with the help of Coyle, gets the steal. Charlie now will survey. Will drop it back to the right side point. Favreau, sharp angle chance. That was closed off by Wolf. It's loose out in front. Connor Zary. This is at the doorstep, and Dustin Wolf able to shovel it away. Now Zary will chip it just shortly here to let the rest of his guys get a change. Shots are still 5-1 Flames. A couple of goals, Morgan Frost and Blake Coleman, as Kevin Ball try to get this one from D to D. A little bit of a breakthrough attempt there, but no problem, as Adam Fantilli will be the recipient now of the pass from the corner. Sent back around now. Miles Wood takes a hit. Fantilli toward the middle of the dot. This deflected. Sent back around now for Mayo. This will put this in the corner. This one bounces off the backboards to Morgan Frost. Frost now. Nice move on the backhand. And this one centered dangerously through. Kuznetsov lets one go. This was saved by Jack Reeves and a tripping penalty. This will be a power play for the Flames. Opportunity now, Wager with a toe drag. He gets taken down. It's 14:56 in the first. Morgan Frost ends up drawing it as he created some speed and toward the left dot. That is where the tripping infraction occurred, as Morgan Frost was beating everybody and then trying to go short side near the right post. And as Frost was doing his dance, he got around Adam Fantilli and another defense. And this will be a power play with 14:56 in the first. So this is a dream start here for the Calgary Flames. They have been all over it, but right now they need to continue this. Try to see as much as they can add. 2 shots, 1 goal already as Morgan opened the scoring with a deflection off of Jonathan Huberdeau's chance. Nazem Kadri now will take it after Morgan Frost got plumped out of the circle, as this will bounce off the zebra, and the Flames. Mackenzie Wager is going to give up a break here. Saved by Wolf as he's got it into the glove hand. Sean Monahan was the one on the doorstep. Would have been interesting to see how Flames fans would have reacted if he would have scored, but I imagine he's still very well loved in the Flames fandom. He's just getting around Huberdeau and Weger with a short-handed attempt near the top of the left crossbar, but Wolf is able to cut it off with his glove. 14:43 in the first. D-zone draw. Adam Fantilli goes to the box for a hook, as this will be sent back. Columbus just trying to kill some time before they send it in, and it's Dustin Wolf. 29th of 32 on the power play, 13%. The penalty kill is 30th for the Columbus Blue Jackets out of 32 at 66%. So both of these units might have a chance to improve their numbers tonight. To be sent back to Wolf and now to Weger. 1:10 thereabouts left in the power play. Weger now will make the drop pass back. Opportunity for Matthew Coronado off the flip to Nazem Kadri. Mackenzie Weger near the right dot. He's stick handling a little bit to Nazem Kadri, and that same spot off the bumper. Kadri on his forehand. Working his way at the top of the circle. Pass on a front shot, high hit Jack Reeves. And the power play was 0 for 2 Sunday against Philadelphia, coming off their last game on Wednesday. So Calgary should be refreshed. Rasmus Anderson will drop it back to Connor Zary as they get some reinforcement changes. Open toward the right wing is Blake Coleman. Coleman tried to shovel it deep and behind the net. Bounces. This is kept alive and then sent back. So the Flames have puck possession. They'll have to start again. They are in the home reds in the mix of the gold and white. This is Rasmus Anderson. Send this one ahead. Try to drop the Rasmus, but that pass wasn't hard enough. Here's a break right up the middle again. Scores! Kirill Marchenko. Short-handed goal. It was Monahan with the attempt to win. Marchenko makes it count. Flames still on the power play, but they've conceded. So short-handed goal. Fantilli comes out of the box, and Columbus now has made it a 2-1 game. Flames were shot out of a cannon. Marchenko, his sixth, 6:57 short-handed, assisted by Boone Jenner. That pass was right up the gut. And this is a very interesting game. In this first already, when we get a stoppage, I'll be typing in these goals. But we already got 3 to tell you about, 2 for the Flames and 1 for the Jackets, short-handed. This will be tapped ahead. Adam Fantilli now tries to find it to Kent Johnson, as a couple of U of M teammates are out there right now. Here is Sunderstrom, puts it right toward the net, and this goes up and on a play. 12-10 in the first.
When it comes to buying pre-owned, no one beats Champion Checkered Flag used cars. At Champion Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Brighton, Champion Checkered Flag pre-owned comes with lifetime powertrain protection, 10-year roadside assistance, and more. And with over 500 vehicles to choose from, you can be sure you always finish first at Champion Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Brighton. Brighton, BJDR.com.
For years, everyone thought Verizon had the best network, because they did. But now the best mobile network in the U.S. is T-Mobile. Some fancy experts finished the network test, and T-Mobile sort of opened the can of whoop up. T-Mobile's network has the most advanced 5G, with more towers, and their signal reaches further than ever. So you can text and instant talk and say, "You won't believe where I am." Seriously, where am I? Hey, I got signal.
Mom, Dad, Uncle David, you know this.
David. David, our son. Very nice.
Other David, also our son. Keep that one. Let's get recorded. If you just joined us, let's go to the closer look brought to you by Specsavers. No miss a play. Keep your eyes healthy with regular eye exams, including OCT. Start fast tonight. Rapid fire goals. Your first 56 seconds in. Woronkov is third. Blake Coleman is sixth. Just 36 seconds later.
So goal 56 seconds in from Morgan Frost. Jonathan Huberdeau, Matthew Coronado get the assist. Blake Coleman about 32 seconds later from Hanley and Hanzik. And then Kirill Marchenko at the 6:57 marker, short-handed. Boone Jenner with a pass up the gut as Fantilli was in the box for a trip. So we are back underway. It is about 12 minutes left to go in the first. Sharp angle chance for Dyson Mayo. And this one, I think, hit the side of the cage before it ever got the Wolf, because this will be sent back down, and the ice will be cold against the Flames. So shot was 6-0 to start for Calgary. It is now 8-5. They're still on the edge of that board. Dustin Wolf has stopped 4 of 5. Jack Graves 6 of 8. As we get an icing here, I will give you some finals. Caps win 6-1. Alex Ovechkin scores his 900th, and the Maple Leafs get a big win over the Mammoth. They scored 3 in the third to win 5-3. Again, it's a light hockey night, as the Sharks and Kraken will be getting underway at Climate Pledge Arena, and the Blackhawks and Canucks are scoreless. That puck is about to drop. Hanley off the drop pass now. Morgan Frost, he was hunting for the top right post. That was from a severe angle on the other side. It'll be sent back now for Dustin Wolf. Comes wide of the goal crease to play, and Mackenzie Weegar look to get things started. As this will be a back pass now for Provorov. And Columbus Blue Jackets race for the puck now. And the icing will be canceled off as Kuznetsov tries to get this in behind his own end. Picked up nicely here for the Flames. A 2-on-2. Trailer here would be Sharangovich as Sam Hanzig tries to send this around the end boards. Jan Kuznetsov definitely looks like a tree trunk here. I want to see how he plays. I'm not familiar with his game just yet, number 37. As Blake Coleman with a flip. This bounces off the right side boards. And start again as the Flames were in the middle of a change. Here's Fantilli. Stops. Good save right up the middle for Dustin Wolf. What a pass that was for Fantilli to catch his centerman right out in front. That was Miles Wood that was right out in front of that chance. Fantilli slows up. He beats ball with the stutter stop, and that was tipped by Miles Wood, the former Av. That's a really good save for Dustin Wolf. He stopped 17 of 18 Sunday against the Flyers. As this will be sent back around the win that they had, trying to get back-to-back wins for the Calgary Flames. That has been a rare occurrence this year. Has not happened yet. Miles Wood will send this one toward the left side red line. Nazem Kadri in his 1,000th game. I'd like to see him get on the score sheet. I'd just like to see the Flames get a win here. As Fantilli takes a rising shot. This one bounces up the backboards for the former Nashville Predator Dante Fabro. Rolling vulcanized rubber. Fantilli on the watch. Not played a bad game so far with the exception of the trip, but this team scored a short-handed goal out of it. Connor Zeri will get some camera shots. As Joel Farabee will watch this one get pushed ahead. He'll go ahead and take a change for Ryan Eska's squad as we got 9:35 left to go in the first. Right up across the flaming sea goes the puck, and Columbus chips it in the left side red line. Dustin Wolf now slows it down. Here for handling toward that right vulcanized rubber will be played out of the air by Ryan Lomberg, who does a spin and shot ahead. Joel Hanley now tries to get a piece of the steal, and this will go back to him. He'll just cough it right up to Columbus. They look to go right up the gut as he shovels toward the left side red line. D-to-D pass gets cut off by Hanley. Turns it over right in front of the net, and Dustin Wolf's going to bail him out. 9:03 left to go in the first. That was Dustin Wolf's best save as he gets a stop there on Kent Johnson. We go to break.
You can't teach that. Yeah. Or can you? You can save up to 20% versus the other big guys. And see. iPhone 17 Pro. Another Saturday with savings.
Great W technique.
It's a process to win, and winning is a process.
And one coach for the win.
That's how I roll.
Good one, coach.
Get one coat high and over 1,000 colors of fair marquee only at Home Depot. No responsible hot coverage.
Although skills can come Matt Staten knows exactly what a night like this means to a player. He played 1,003 games himself, and Kadri Kadri said this week that stage is actually part of his story. When he was breaking into the Toronto Maple Leafs, Stage was the top.
So Matt Stajan, part of the player skills development, he played over 1,000 games alongside with the Flames. And Kadri, in terms of him breaking in with the Leafs, was also part of that as well. So two guys that know what it's all about, including Michael Backlund, who got his celebration last year. 407th player in NHL history to play in 1,000 games. And then you got Ovechkin, the 900 goals in that same night. So all sorts of good NHL history. But obviously Ovechkin, never before done for goal number 900. We'll see if we ever get enough longevity for these players who continue to take really good care of themselves as medicine advances. But man, oh man, you can see how much more Ovechkin can get. Maybe he can find a way to get himself, unless he decides to retire this year, maybe to a 950, something like that, as ball. This one will bounce in off the backboards here, away from Jet Greaves, but it's still in his office. Opportunity Coronado lurking on in front. A lot of the Flames are pinching here. You're going to be mindful of any sort of counterattacks with 8:35 left in the first. Turnaround chances will just hit the corner boards. Now, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, the shots were 6-0 Flames to start, but it's 8-7 now. Calgary still up 2-1. Werenski on his backhand slowly toward Wolf, and he will knock that away with the left side pad. And Hanzik will take his change. Rest of the Flames, you got number 91 back out there now as Dante Fabro. Right to left go the Jackets. They're in the road whites with the blue pants and red striping. Cole Sillinger couldn't find the puck. Jan Kuznetsov turns it over on a blind backhand, and Mackenzie Weegar will send this one down. This is picked up by CBJ, former Flyer Ivan Provorov. Number 9, taking this one end-to-end now, finds the entry on a backhand as this one's knocked away, I believe, from Jenner. He will spin and turn, try to shovel it toward the net. Picked up now from the left out the right as it's sent back in now. Defense is trying to get this one pressured in the corner here. And Provorov lost it as Zeri will flip this one down the ice for Farabee. Try to find it now. Settle back down for Columbus. And they will get a chance to get settled here off of their changes. Provorov will get things going from his own end. Pass it to the forward. Good steal for the Flames. Jonathan Huberdeau got nobody with him yet. He takes a shot right into the breadbasket of Greaves. And we get some players that want to meet up here with about 7 minutes left in the first. But a good shot for Huberdeau. Again, not trying to overthink, not trying to do too much. It's what a difference a couple of years makes for Jonathan Huberdeau. Just try to make the play that you're supposed to make and take the shot right on and not try to do much else after that. And that's what you need to do. This will be a face-off attempt for Morgan Frost. He won it clean, but the Zebras said it was dropped unfairly. So we'll have to do it again. Shot board still reads 9-8 for Calgary. They're up 2-1. Blake Coleman's got the latest goal for the Flames. Kirill Marchenko short-handed for Columbus. Pass from 150. Bounces off the stick of Miles Wood. And Mackenzie Weegar, again, we mentioned in the opening, wants to improve on those numbers. As this will get picked off away from Jonathan Huberdeau. Columbus again from their own end. This will bounce off another stick and get deflected in. Mackenzie Weegar in that same spot. Will turn around. Leave it here for Hanley cross-ice feed. Use it off the glass to Coronado. Flames denied puck entry there with Igor Sharangovich. Little late hit on Dyson Mayo, but no worse for wear. Jan Kuznetsov. Have it now from right to left. He'll make the D-to-D pass, and this one bounces into the CBJ benches. 6-16. We'll have to go on the first. Jonathan with you on the solo call from the Scotiabank Saddle Dome. Again, I'm thinking of Cooper Hopkins on this day, considering the history, but I know he's got some women's college soccer to prep for CSUN. He'll be a busy man tomorrow and hopefully through this weekend as well. Toward the left side red line, the Columbus Blue Jackets dump it in off the face-off win and Dustin Wolf. Pinch this in off the glass. Ryan Lomberg trying to get this out of his own end with Zach Aston Reese, again, former Penguin, Flyer, Red Wing. He's been all over the sheet. Ryan Lomberg almost gets the steal. 4-on-2 developing here, long chance, and Aston Reese will just take the shot on. He made it a little too easy there for Dustin Wolf. Probably should have held on to it. We'll take a break. 5:48 left to go in the first.
When it comes to buying pre-owned, no one beats Champion Checkered Flag used cars. At Champion Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Brayton.
Just the one vote on the chat today, and I figured this was going to be an easy question, but I wanted to ask it nonetheless. Do you guys believe Nazem Kadri is going to be traded to a playoff contender this year? And the one vote says yes. I happen to agree with that. I think that's got to be what we see. Again, we knew from Sportsnet and alongside Elliot Friedman, as he broke it about 2.5 weeks ago, that the Flames and Nazem Kadri was willing to lift his no-trade clause, but it wasn't going to happen until after this ceremony of Game 1000. I think the talks can start to stir, and you know what? You could wait to the deadline when you get toward the area of that, toward February, March. But for somebody like Nazem, it also might behoove you to get it done by the beginning of the year next year and see what happens there, because I think he's got a lot to give. I still think, even though he sits on the first line for the Flames, his best attribute is probably still being on that second line that he was with the Colorado Avalanche. And he can still do that at 35. He's got a lot of skill.
Number 91, any chance we get to show a little Kadri, we're going to do it. And this was, we're going through some of the photos, one of our favorites, and it's one of his as well. I think this is about 8 or 9 years.
Now, I showed this photo on the terms of X social media pages. They share that out. Him hugging the cup, but the one when he was in the Hockey Hall of Fame, about 9 years old, looking at the Stanley Cup and then getting a chance to win it in 2022. So, very cool to see, as Nazem Kadri is going to continue to get a lot of those camera shots today, and well deserved. 720 points in 1,000 games, 7 career 50-plus point seasons. And this will be bounced back. Now for the Flames in the offensive end, Rasmus Anderson on the pinch, right in front of the net. Jack Reeves says no, cancels it off. It's Kevin Ball, former New Jersey Devil. Send it back around. Coleman, slapper, Rasmus. Saved by Greaves. Close the 5-hole. That at 93 miles an hour on the clapper. Rasmus just keeps it in toward the right side blue line. This will be flipped back down for Blake Coleman. Rolling puck. Monahan. That was a chip pass ahead. More of a through ball there for Soccer. I did that for Cooper. As this will be sent back across the left side red line. And this will go back to Dustin Wolf. Connor Zary lost it for a moment, still able to shovel it into the corner, and Kadri on his just desserts goes back and plays defense as he knows that he can. 4:35 left to go in the first. It's a 2-1 lead for the Flames on Kadri's 1,000th game. Matthew Olivier from Werenski, as that lines out there now. This will get picked up by Connor Zary. We'll chip this one off the glass. Here is Farabee now. He's out there with Nazem Kadri as Ryan Huska has jumbled up the lines. Here's Farabee now from Hanley. No crisscross. Mackenzie Wager, slow, shoots. This one will bounce off the blocker's side of Jack Reeves. Nazem Kadri now picks it up toward the left side dot. He rips one from the left side of the cage, and Zary was cleaned up in front of the crease. He is slow to get up now. I think he's no worse for wear eventually when we get that camera shot again, as Sam Honzig was making some moves. He got around Damon Severson. This is getting some looks on the Sportsnet side of the feed for number 29. And then Kirill Marchenko for Sean Monahan, looking for the outstretched passes. We had some good action back and forth. Been a pretty good period here for two teams. Again, Columbus have won 4 of the last 5. I know Calgary hasn't had the season that they've won, the 3-9-2. Even if they win and get 2 points, it'd still be a loss, but they've looked good today. As this is picked away for Coronado and then shipped back down. Opportunity now for Damon Severson to Adam Fantilli. 3:40 left to go in the first round. I'm with you on the solo call from the Scotiabank Saddledome. Fantilli wrap right at the net for Miles Wood. That was fought off by Dustin Wolf. And there's a couple point blank saves for him already. Morgan Frost. It is a 1-on-4. He will just push this in the corner and go back smartly. A couple Flames try to pinch. Jan Kuznetsov way in deep for a defenseman. He's looking like a forward there. But Columbus and Dean Evason's squad will go ahead and take a change themselves. So no worse for wear there. Both teams with some fresh troops. Shot board is 11-10 Flames. Right up the gut. Adam Klapka is going to use that big 6'5" body. Knock this away for Kent Johnson. This goes off the boards to Jan Kuznetsov. Klapka from Lomberg. Here's a chance for Braden Paul. Try to send this one down deep. Igor Sharangovich now on the fourth line nowadays. You'd like to see that game improve because you know he's got some skill. This is picked up now for Pahal. He'll send it in deep. Here's just a battle for the vulcanized rubber. Columbus now finally trying to escape. It takes one of the sticks out of the hand. Wide open was right up the middle was Marchenko and Lundstrom and Christensen. Third line defense out there for Kirill Marchenko now. He opened the scoring for CBJ with a shorthand. Marchenko slows, stops. Christensen, ripper. This one deflects it. Hits Wolf. And this will go back down the ice. It'll be blown dead against the Flames with a $1.58.
Injured in an accident? Call Canada's largest full injury firm, Diamond and Diamond, because there's nothing tougher than a diamond.
Well, we've seen this connection earlier tonight. Fantilli to Wood. Watch this play, and Dustin Wolf just from the end of the goalie's stick. Gets that one. Oh, that was so close. It's a lucky save if you're allowed those. McClapka is still trying to catch his breath after a real long shift, but all as well.
Shift time's been pretty long for the Flames here on their fourth line and third line defense. They're hemmed in now after a D-zone face-off loss. Lomberg toward the right side, Hall. Try to send this one for Sharangovich. Flames can't get it out. They might concede one here as this is picked up toward the right side boards. Monahan will drop. Right side dot, walk in. This is a good dive. One of the Flames, Klapka, that one hurt him. Here is a dig-in shift, and now the Flames can finally take a change as the puck goes up and on a play. Monahan with a good pass across, but Klapka with a maybe goal-saving block at 1:22 in the first. That's not even me being hyperbolic, as Zach Werenski off the toe drag and pull. Klapka sold out. He used every bit of that frame that he had to try to get a block toward the middle of the slot. That is excellent work for Klapka. Nazem Kadri was looking to tie it with a $1.22 in the first. We'll have to do the draw again. It's the third time that's already happened this period. This will be a wave out for Nazem. And for Connor Zary against Charlie Coyle. Zary get low enough to be able to get that one straight back. And a stretch pass will be iced, but that's okay for the Flames. They've just got new troops on the ice. As block shots are the name of the game. They're showing that from the last weekend's game against the Philadelphia Flyers. And really, that's the way that the Calgary Flames are going to have to play it. They can't manufacture goals. They're going to have to stop teams from scoring them on the other end. I know that sounds as obvious as can be, but they're going to have to play defensive style if they're going to want to win games. Kenzie Weegar. Now for Connor Zary. This one just chipped away from him off the second effort. Hanley bounced off his skates right to McKenzie. He will pick it up again off of the bounce. The backside of the netting. Here is Zary. He's got Farabee with him. Zary shoots, though. And this is a stop with the left pad by Jack Greaves. Charlie Coyle trying to push his way ahead. Gets canceled off, and Weegar eludes a hit. This one coughed up, though, right in the defensive zone. The left side red line. Zary will collapse toward the middle of that blue paint. And the Flames will flip it down. 30 seconds left to go in this first. Dante Fabro now for Cole Sillinger. Lost the puck for a moment. Flames still trying to get it out of their own end as Columbus had brushed it right back in. Shot works 13-10 for Calgary. They're up 2-1. We got about 10 seconds left in the first. Coronado. Here's a ripper of a chance off a no look. Down to 5. And Columbus now. The spin for Huberdeau. That is going to end the first. They'll flip it down the ice. It was a good first 20 minutes. Calgary's got the lead on Nazem Kadri's 1,000th game night. The comeback will call the second period.
This one into the net. Another redirect by Frost, who's had a great first period. That line looked good. Very dangerous. We will dissect that first period. Continue to celebrate Nazem Kadri, game 1,000. Brendan Parker, along with Derek Francis, Brent Craw, the panel tonight from the Saddle Dome. 2-1, the Flames get the lead next to goal. Frost and Coleman. David Emmer, San Cosentino, standing by a pass-up. Flames up by 1 after 20.
So shots on goal after 1. 13-10 for Calgary. Hits. Calgary's got that as well. 11-5. Face-offs, Calgary has that as well. Albeit a small advantage, it's 11-10. Power plays 0 for 1 for the Flames. Columbus did not have one in the opening 20. CBJ leads in giveaways where you don't want to. They're 7-3. Just for 10 minutes, we will flip to San Jose and Seattle.
As a true freshman, Wilcher I liked it better when he was Williford, but he elected to change his pronunciation last season when he was moved to San Jose from Toronto. Now, out of the corner. That's just some useless information for everybody watching tonight. Now, out of the corner, they play for Caddy. Control, sling it across. Time to Landry, the former Dallas Star from the red line, will beat it all the way around. Montour back on it. Double teamed a bit of the forecheck. Dickinson, who just scored his first NHL goal last week. Now out of the corner, Montour moves it out to center. Picked up by Celebrini. They'll move it across. Athletes from North Vancouver. As the Cornell plays to the outside. Played off the glass. Through center on the backside of Capo. Jaden Schwartz moves it on Sam Dickinson. They'll grind it back in the skates of Larson and quick balls to Dunn. Pulled down by Askarov, who's giving up rebounds so far. Keep an eye on that, Stevenson. Nice move by Vince Dunn. They'll fiddle. Diddle. Taking down the wall. Broken up. Controlled by Schwartz. Down low. Chandler Stevenson. To the corner again. Dunn. Up on the play off a stick. It goes high. Stevenson top of your screen. Went off Book Madura. Picked up again by Schwartz. Now Capo. Schwartz on a cycle. Jaden Schwartz in front. Off skates. With Capo flashing on the weak side. And Will Smith will just beat it in for a line change. .6:25 left to go in this first period. 1-0 Sharks. Larson will tap it out to center. Desharnais. Middle of the ice, gone in with a shot picked off by Decor. We'll get a stoppage.
I'll go back to the last opportunity from Vince Dunn. You have Kako on the front. Stevenson's moving away. We stop it right here. You take a look in front. Dell has to wait as he rolls through to Foley, gets down. Kako ends up making his way towards that, but just a tad bit too late. Dell would have liked to have fired that puck right away. No forward, just standing right out in front. Yeah, still got a great shot off, forcing them to make a save. But you look up as a defenseman, no one's there. You don't always want to just throw it towards the net when there's no opportunity. Right.
Milestone has been so good as a member of the Seattle Kraken. I think I saw 191 points across the screen. They are wearing their third alternate tonight. When I do talk to Cooper next, we'll go ahead and see what he thinks of those, as they have a darker tentacle pass across that as well. San Jose is a pain to play against, so it's going to be a difficult game, I would imagine, for the Kraken, as they are sitting, I believe, third in the Pacific.
It was very emotional. It was kind of about time we got the show on the road, so I was happy for the puck to drop, but incredible nonetheless to have my family out there with me.
Yeah, and obviously the stick too. I know that's a big part of the Silver Stick ceremony. As you got your hands on that for the first time, what did it feel like? Did it replicate the twig you're using?
Yeah, it was the exact same stick, but I was not ready. It was so heavy. It was so heavy, I almost dropped it. So I'm gonna have to put that in a safe place.
And then to start, the guys talked this morning about wanting to deliver for you and for this night. To score 2 goals like that, give your group the lead. What does that mean to see just to start from your group?
Amazing. It's incredible to see guys kind of rally around each other, and very thankful for that start. Boys are ready to play tonight, that's for sure. I think we let off the gas in the last 10 minutes, so we're going to get back on it.
Congrats on 1,000. Enjoy the rest of the night.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, Nazem Kadri here in game number 1,000, the Silver Stick ceremony, along with the family. We're back to talk a little bit more about Naz coming up on the other side with the pen.
Man, I meant to back to the beginning. That first game, that first moment, you knew you found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. KHL Shop, a Fanatics experience. This time of year, it's all or nothing. And your Toyota dealer has all you need to pull you through the rain, snow, and mud that's headed our way, including more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else. Like the adventurous Toyota RAV4, America's best-selling SUV for the past 8 years. Now with 4.75 APR financing for 72 months, or lease a new 25 RAV4 for $289 a month. Get all you need at your Toyota dealer now. Toyota, let's go places. Let's take a look at how it's all out. The bench is having a conversation with Emily and Wonderful talking about this play right here. Puck flying through the air, about 2 feet up. You see him lift that right skate up, directed towards Matty. Opportunity really Piper to get the intel. See how good Tola is at two-touch or if he plays before the game, because that's it. That's a good deflection they're using the puck.
That's something. Now, a cynic would say, that's accidental.
Well, he did that on
purpose. His pass.
Now, whether or not, can do it again or keep it that close right onto the tape of Matty Beniers every single time, probably not. But the intent was to do that on that play.
No doubt about it. No doubt. We don't want to hear any negative energy from anybody on something like that. But we will. Now, to the point. Done. Tipped off the pad of Askarov. Kako sends it around Johnny. Hammers it. Kicked in with a purpose. By Askarov, and it comes out to center. Celebrini pulls up.
A lead pass for Skinner doesn't work. Stevenson rallies back for the Kraken. They battle in the corner. It's still fish for it. Combo takes over and swatted off of his stick. And slung back in the zone by John Klingberg for a line change. Both teams comply with that. Kurashev will send it in. Shane Wright. Gaudin all over him. Larson joins the pack. Gaudin. Orlov. Adam Gaudin spins one and tipped by Wenberg, goes high off the glass. Kurashev was by Liltergren. Through center. Winterton for his first NHL goal. Shut down by Askarov. Out of the corner. Wright threads it back. Lindgren. Winterton. He scores. There it is. Ryan Winterton has his first goal in
That's
the
cool.
National Hockey League.
The picture that and the stick as well is that family was there front and center. And Eric, I know, for him this is a big deal, but it's a bigger deal for the family.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to talk to Sam and Sue, his parents in Toronto last week when we were there, and again this morning. And Brian Burke has a story he loves to tell about how when he drafted Nazem Kadri 7th overall, that his father said to him, if Naz gives you any problems, punch him in the face and give me a call. And so I finally had a chance to ask Sam today, like, hey, are you okay with this story being told? And did you actually say that? And he said, I said slap. I didn't say punch, I said slap. But I think what I took from that is, and talking to his parents, it really hardened him. Not that his dad slapped him or punched him, but his father was firm with him when he was growing up. And I think it steeled him for later in his career. He's had so many ups and downs. And it really seems to me, when we talk to him on a daily basis, nothing phases him. He's just very even keeled. It was different early in his career on the ice. He was a bit of a tempest in a teapot, but now everything, it doesn't faze him. And his mom said that's the big thing about him. Even if things are bothering him, he'll never let you know. And that's the trademark of Nazem Kadri to me.
You'd rather tame a tiger than paint stripes on a house cat, boys. And
Write that down.
and throughout his whole career, he's played the game one way, and that's hard. He's in your face. He's battling every single night. He's taking a shot. He's giving a shot. He's got that emotion, that passion that we all love to see, that we all tell our minor hockey players, just go in there and get in the mix. Pull people into the battle. Here you're going to see his first NHL goal. Just a shot on that. Just get into the net to see him. He's calling for the puck here. You know what? This is his first goal. Nothing's changed in 999 games from that one game. You know what I mean? Like, this guy just plays the game one way. He's a heart and soul player. Flames are lucky to have him when we've been having so much fun watching him play over the years.
Well, and there is a certain maturity level, too, that's come with that, right? Over the course of those 900 games. So I think, that's what you're alluding to, right? Is that, you still get the same flair on the ice, but the guy that, Eric, you're talking about, he really understands, when the moments are and when to really lead by example and when to kind of be that stoic character in the locker room.
Well, he had crossed the line many times. 6 suspensions he's had in the NHL. 3 in the playoffs. A very costly times for his teams. And leading to his exit from Toronto. But I think he learned from all those things. He said, I have no regret. There's some things I wish I could take back, but a lot of things I don't wish to take back. And I learned and it made me a better person and a better player. And I really think this is the product of it right now. He's 35 right now. He just put up the most goals he's ever had in a season. Like I'm not saying he's getting better, but he's not getting worse. And that's a real testament to his maturity as well.
Well, and he's bet on himself this whole career. He's bet on himself. He's made mistakes. He's been accountable for them. He's played on the edge.
Yeah.
And I've been a part of 1,000 games with guys where you're a young player. You're on the ice. What about Connor Zard? What about Matt Coronado? What about St. Preston in the stands watching guys play 1,000 games? Like he's been a leader through and through. He's embraced that role throughout his career. He's been adaptable. He's worked hard. He's led the way.
Just a quick tag to the Sam Kadri story. He told me that he used to use hockey as his discipline tactic. So whenever he was trying to get a message across to us, he would always say, "You're not going to hockey. You're not." And Nas said this morning, you remember the time he went downstairs, his bag wasn't there. And Sam said, I never didn't take him. I always took him,
I was just good at convincing him. And I love that. So Sam always had the in the background. $9.99. A lot of people have talked about this. That might be the toughest of all of the games for Kadri included.
I found that interesting. Michael Backlund was saying, and him and Kadri were talking about it. Kadri was talking to the coach about it. $9.99 the other night when we were in Philadelphia. He said it was one of the toughest games he's ever had to get through. He just didn't want to get hurt no matter what. And then this happens in the game. And he was not too pleased about it at the time. We talked about it Bucks on the air that night. But now we realize why he was so upset. He's like, dude, I got my family, I got everybody coming to Calgary in 3 days' time. You're going to wreck it. Hands off, leave me alone.
But don't tell me he wouldn't have got that to connect if he was playing stuff. That's what I love. Is he's lying on the ground. Why me? Why me? But he would have ran that same guy over in that same position.
Yeah, it's so true. And, quickly, let's get to these gifts because we talked a lot this morning. Obviously, so much love from the teammates. And they got a little love back. And this is the gift that Kadri actually had. It was funny because Jonathan Hoover does jokes. He's like, I'm not sure why we get gifts on these gifts, but custom Scotty Cameron putters, obviously engraved with the 1K Kadri, but every player's name, if you look at the bottom of those rivets, every player has their number engraved in the bottom of the Scotty Cameron, and I think even Brett Cron can get a couple of shots back on the course with those Scotties. That's the gift that Kadri got. The diamond encrusted 1000, that's the necklace, and that's the bracelet. Obviously, the 3 logos of the teams that he played for to reach 1,000 in the 1K. Outstanding.
I'll explain to Connor later what a Scotty Cameron is. It's the implement you use to 4 or 5 bucks with regulators.
Yeah, that's allowed, right?
Yeah, talk to you later.
We'll talk about that and get him up to speed in the second intermission. There's some congratulations from the officials as well. All the love for Nazem Kadri on a big night. Second period's up next.
Around here, it's all or nothing, and Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices, like a family favorite Highlander or the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Get 4.75 APR financing on Highlander or Grand Highlander with 2 years no-cost maintenance. Let's go business.
Another Saturday reset. Hey, coach, you got the latest kid to smoke on.
Your defense needs to adapt.
Did I used to play a little defense, coach?
Man, you got to be fast to play defense these days.
Well, I was in middle school. Get over 25% faster smoke detection with a smoke alarm. Available at the home.
Grab the ladder, Smitty. We got 3 more rooms to go.
All I wanted to do was help kids and families. Bank of America was just so important with getting things started. I feel we are growing together with Bank of America.
And the opportunity to meet with Bank of America. That's what lists means, like ours.
Bank of America. Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/localbusiness.
It's time for a reset. From breakfast to late night, McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Extra value meals are back only at McDonald's.
What's for dinner?
Well, after work, it's pick up from school and soccer, and now I'm like, dinner. And dinner is ready.
With 30. Be quick and tasty one-pan meals.
I'm going to keep up with it.
Available microwavable cups. Yes!
Gold plays up 2-1. 261 games in this jersey to get him to 1,000. The Calgary effect is real to her. Everyone's talking about the big periods, Kelly.
Well, the guys have some good stories. I love Brian Brown saying that when connecting ran over, like he knew the same thing to connecting. So, very funny and true.
Yeah, that's the fire that continues to blaze that Calgary fights with each and every night, and that is why he's enjoyed the success in the National Hockey League. He has all the way to game 1,000.
Here we go for the second period. John Hunter with you. It's 2-1. Calgary still got the lead. The shot board is 13-10. We're watching this one on Sportsnet feed per usual in Kadri's 1,000th game. This will go back to Morgan Frost. Try to lead for Blake Coleman as the Flames will go right to left. Again, in the road whites with the blue pants and red striping, Sean Monahan, Corners Blue Jackets will send it in. Try to find it toward the left side down here, Zach Werenski. He will let it go at the point. It's tipped up into the air, And is it in? You had a couple of Columbus Blue Jackets celebrating. I don't think Dustin Wolf was going to let that happen. It was an acrobatic stop that flipped up in the air. I think I might have got tipped by Provorov in front of the net. There was a little phone booth on front of it. You can take another camera shot at it. As it bounces up in the air off of Monahan, Provorov's there trying to jam at it toward the right post. Bounces off his glove and then into his glove and then out of it again. But he is able to make the save. That's about as acrobatic as it gets. A little juggling act for Wolf. There's a big clapper, and that one goes wide enough the end board. It's kept in toward the right side blue line. First NHL with 13 starts this season. Craig Conroy is using the heck out of his starting netminder, and Devin Cooley, we'll see how many starts he gets. I think he's going to need to get more as the season goes across, though. I mean, that's just the obvious statement, but it's going to be more urgency. Werenski with a chance lets it go, and this one gets fought off. Columbus really coming here to start the first minute and 7 seconds of the second period. Ivan Provorov keeps trying to join the Russian. Olivier screen out in front, and this shot hit the mask of number 32, but he is okay. Shot board is 13-11 Calgary, but that is going to start to get slanted quickly the other way for Columbus. Provorov puts it on, and that will force another draw. That just only expires 5 seconds off the shot clock. Still 18:48 left to go in the second. John, there with you on this solo call. Again, thinking of Cooper Hopkins on this day. I know he's going to get the call up on ESPN for women's college soccer in CSUN. So hopefully he has a good tomorrow cast and then a weekend side as well. Fantilli, as this one bounces in off the boards. Columbus started with possession. Now Rasmus Anderson will attempt to get it out. Look ahead for Jonathan Huberdeau as Zeri joins in off the fray. This should bounce off Rasmus Anderson, and Flames don't want to overcommit here. Here's a turnaround right to Nazem. And still spin back around. Nazem will get it back up the pass attempt. Good outstretch here for Connor Zeri. Slows up. Works his way behind the net on his backhand now. He'll leave it. Try to find Kadri, but that one was a little bit too wide. Now for Mackenzie Weegar. He'll loft it ahead. Connor Zeri. Zeri toe drag chance. This one for Sharangovich will get blocked before whatever head check moves. And Kuznetsov. Here for Sharangovich. Off the crisscross back again. And this will get sent in across the red line, and the Flames have iced it against themselves. And will push the puck the other way. With 17:51 in the second. Dean Evason, again, I remember him a long time with the Minnesota Wild, now coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets. This could be, throughout the history for the Blue Jackets, I know it hasn't been illustrious, and they've never really had success since they've joined the NHL, but the best team they've ever had. Tied fourth in the NHL with 35 on 5 goals this season. Jake Christensen is part of the defensive line number 3 with line 4, Kent Johnson. He was tied up in front of the net. Sharangovich still out there. The Flames have iced it. Jake Christensen sent a cross-ice pass. This one for Dyson Mayo. Now back to Mayo. We'll send this one toward the left side of the paint. Kent Johnson, U of M man. Flip this back around in deep. That's where the Flames are. They're really having trouble with it in their own end. And Dustin Wolf will bail them on their catching glove. 17-17. It's the second time Kent Johnson got robbed today. That not much of a chance, but still he's throwing it on. So Backlund had the draw. Now Calgary finally gets it out. 2-on-1. He got Backlund off the cross pass, and that bounces off some skates of Blake Coleman. Now back to Blake from Michael Backlund. This is to be sent back around. Fairby tries to throw it at the net. Rasmus Anderson Send it around the embankment to back on the captaincy for Calgary. And off the stick, it's deflected. It's the netting and fall back down. That's going to blow play dead automatically. 16:43 left to go in the second. Michael Backlund off to the races. Probably should have thrown that cross pass a little quicker there to Blake Coleman, who already scored. He had the second goal of the first period, and that's kind of still what held here. It's a 2-1 lead for the Flames. They get an ozone draw. Always good to see Sean Monahan in the building. 6 points, a goal, 5 assists in the last 7 games. Really starting to percolate here, as he was pointless in the first 2 of the 9 that they played so far. Provorov, or I should say 12 if I can do my math, 7 and 5. This is sent back around, still early in the year. As we recollected here from right to left. Intercepted away from Hanley. He's got to get on his back skate. Turnaround chance. Sillinger will flip it back to Ivan Provorov, former Flyer. Provorov now to Cole. He'll drop it back to Damon Severson, former Devil. Severson will get his own pass intentionally off the boards. And Columbus will make another back pass. As they're really acting like they're in a power play here, being very meticulous, trying to get this puck up the ice. Provorov looking for a seam. This will bounce right off the Flames. Rebound opportunity, bounces off of Hanley right to Wolf. And that is a heck of a save. That's Miles Wood again at the doorstep. And that meticulous effort there turned out to be pretty good. That was a pass that got partially deflected again. And Adam Fantilli was the first to get denied. It bounces off of Hanley. Fantilli toe drags around Hanley. And Wolf makes a huge save. Kadri in the corner now. Connor Zeri, he gets stick lifted. Werenski, no stranger to leading the rush. He's an offensive defense by trade. He can do a little bit of everything. 15-14 as CBJ goes off. 15-14 on the shot board, and then it's the exact same if you do hockey images that precede fortunate events, not unfortunate. It's the same shot board as period time. How often does that happen? As Nazem Kadri continuing to get his camera shots. Again, you talk about some of the stuff I mentioned, the silver stick that he got today, the discipline imposed by his dad, the necklace that he was gifted in between Toronto, Colorado, and the Flames, the 3 teams that he's played for to get to Game 1000. And then he gifted designed Scotty Cameron putters to all of his teammates. So pretty good work there. As this will go cross ice and alongside for Zach Aston Reese, little fourth line time. This will be rushed the other way. Adam Klapka not going to be able to get the speed advantage over Dyson Mayo, making his NHL debut for number 37. Now from Zach Aston Reese. He will hand grenade this one ahead. It's Ken Johnson. He'll leave it. He's got an opportunity for a short side chance to Columbus and Aston Reese, and that one was fought off by Wolf. 14-15 left to go in the second. John Arworthy on the solo call, and the Scotiabank settled down. Picked up for Kirill Marchenko, opened the Columbus scoring shorthanded, as there was assisted by Boone Jenner in the first. That was when Fantilli was in the box for tripping. And that was the last goal that we've seen scored so far. Ivan Provorov start this one from his own end. Opportunity for Kirill Marchenko, look for the cross pass. That's deflected off of a diving body. Looking for Sean Monahan was Columbus, right in front of the circles. And Blake Coleman, he got knocked down to his knees, but he's able to shovel the puck out. His backman might as well take his change. He'll do so. Opportunity now for the Jackets. Marchenko's feed Gets brushed away across center ice, and Provorov's got to go back. This will be a change for Columbus. This will go back for Dean Evason's squad, and Provorov looks for that long breakout pass again. Mackenzie Weegar will get this one. It'll bounce off Jet Greaves' stick. Goaltender hasn't had much to do in this second period, and Columbus starting to find their game. They're still down a goal, though. As Kevin Ball, this will be sent back across the goal mouth and flipped back down. Werenski now. Here for Dante Fabro. They go cross ice. And this will be sent in. Ball. Try to find it. Got to get rid of it quickly. This bounces off the Flames right to Werenski, and then he loses it. But Dante Fabro, former Predator, is back as the forwards will take their swap. It's Cole Sillinger will flip this one in across the boards. Pace has started to slow down a little bit of the malaise for both of these teams. That'll work out there for the Flames. You would have to think so. If that stays the same as Jan Kuznetsov, number 37. It's his first game in 2 years. This one's sent back down. They steal it right in off the embankment. Werenski on the pinch, and the Flames have numbers. 2-on-1. Farabee cross ice stars. It's Nazem Kadri on his milestone night, and he's got a goal. It's 3-1 on the cross ice feed. A full ovation for Nazem Kadri. Joel Farabee, as we go to break with the cross ice passes. Dante Fabro missed. Werenski pinched. That created a 2-on-1. Farabee to Kadri to the right side. Dottie finishes it, and the Flames lead is up to 2 as we go to break. Beautiful stuff.
There's going to work, and then there's building business with business planning. There's nothing like having a bank to help keep your business moving, or working on the fly with the largest global airport ground check. There's nothing like closing a deal with an unforgettable dinner, and starting your work trip on a high note with the largest curated global hotel program, or with exceptional service worldwide. With access to over $3,500 in business and travel value annually, there is nothing like business planning.
Shrimp flavors on one plate for just $15.99. Red Lobster's new Ultimate Spin Less Shrimp is here.
It's like ultimate spin flesh, and you know that sounds just like
garlic shrimp scampi, shrimp linguine alfredo, and popcorn shrimp all on one plate for just $15.99.
Spin less. You sure it's not endless?
Nope, not endless. Limited time, Red Lobster's new Ultimate Spin Less Shrimp lets you spin less on the shrimp you crave. That's real happiness, only at Red Lobster.
Right back in from the break again, as we mentioned, it was Farabee to Kadri. It's a bad pass from Fabro, pinch for Werenski. It creates a 2-on-1. They thought that they were going to get the puck near the left side of the blue line, and that's all the space that Kadri needed as he's getting a little bit of a smile alongside the Zebras as well. And now Columbus escaped from their own end. Here's Jake Christensen trying to lead this toward the left side red line. It gets knocked away. Opportunity to be sent back down deep. Rasmus Anderson gets a secondary assist as the Calgary Flames have a 3-1 lead. Jake Christensen take this D to D. It's sticked aside by Lomberg. And now the Flames have another 2-on-1. Sherigovic, she doesn't need to get it because it's finished off by Adam Klapka. Are you kidding me? The Flames score again off the rush, and it's 4-1.
And it's a 4-1 lead, just stressing the importance of that third goal by Kadri, and now all of a sudden the Flames are starting to feel better again, moving the leads, and they get a 2-goal lead.
Raise your hand if you had Adam Klapka sniping off the rush. 11:27. The Flames have iced it. The shot board even at 16, but this goal board is not. Flames score twice unanswered in this second period. It was Nazem Kadri that ignited it. The Klapka, he just rips it toward the top right of the cage. Jack Greaves not even in possession to actually goaltend that puck. And another 2-goal span of 37 seconds. Those quick strikes. It's been 4 goals of quick strikes. 2 to begin the first and now 2 toward this middle of the second with 11:15 left. And the Flames are in good standing position here as this will be off of the sauce pass turnaround chance. This will go high away from Dustin Wolf. We'll get a stoppage at 11:08.
Okay, this is a good reminder for the Flames now. Okay, we kind of let Columbus back into this game. They're feeling good in the second. Let's not do that again. Let's continue to drive hard. Let's forecheck. That's what they do so well. They unpops on the forecheck, make sure they're doing that. Play physical brand of hockey because you know Dean Evason, his teams are known for how hard they work and how hard they compete. And you don't want that to be thrown in the towel. And up yet halfway through the second period,
Ozone draw. This one tipped in front of Wolf. The Columbus Blue Jackets trying to get desperation with Olivier on the doorstep, but up the redirect from a Favreau chance. And Wolf able to close that off. Now, for Dustin Wolf, when Cooper and I opened the season in between the Edmonton Oilers, they had a 3-0 lead. The Flames won 4-3 in a shootout. I thought Dustin Wolf, especially in the third period, was phenomenal to keep his team in the game as Werenski's chance off the ozone draw when this one goes wide. One of the Flames without a stick. As this will be knocked away. And now they're able to escape again. Coronado just trying to buy himself some time. He takes a hit against the dasher. Here's a full spin for Huberdeau, trying to get around his man. And the Kadri line already back out there. We're almost halfway through this contest. Coronado reverse hit. And this will be off the tie up here for Kadri. Take this one cross ice. There's a sended feed to Coronado. He would have been offside anyway, as this will go back. Now, Dean Evason's squad in the middle of a chain. Mackenzie Weegar gets around the errant stick. Drop pass. Right across ice. Looking for Kadri, who already opened some scoring in the second. And Adam Klapka, with 1:32 seconds apart, is Damon Severson. And CBJ goes off sides at 10:05.
Area, and he recognizes the importance of that. Well, he's always played with a chip, but probably played through more than we know. Yeah, for along the way, right? And appreciates being a role model.
Halfway through regulation here, as Connor Zary, we'll get this as the Flames have won the puck towards center ice. Opportunity in the offensive end now. Farabee will get pushed up against the glass. Connor Zary will try to pry it loose as it goes to Ivan Provorov. Good back check there. Zary not going to be able to get to the puck. He'll just go to the bench. And Adam Fantilli in his own end. Let's try to make something happen. Fantilli getting around Igor Sharangovich. Lomberg finishes his hit. The Flames will throw it back. Got to get all back on side, though. And Sharangovich will do now with Lomberg. And Columbus, again, I've said meticulous a couple times tonight, but they're really slow on these breakouts. Provorov now trying to find it in. Columbus looking for any sort of spark here if they can get it. As Boone Jenner will fight into the contact. About 9:05 left to go in the second. Opportunity now for Calgary to start again. A pass from 200 hits the stick of Greaves. And this will work now for Zach Werenski. Werenski now, a little toe drag, trying to get his way. Got the way did Zach Aston Reese. Otherwise, Werenski could have went right up the gut. And Lomberg now for the left side red line will get a puck. This is near the Flames bench. As Columbus now tries to find it off the backhand opportunity. Werenski with his pin as it's just still stuck over there. And now flip down across for Braden Pahal. Pahal now sends us around the rim. As Billy for Sharangovich will throw it back down deep. He'll reverse and get off the ice here as Braden Pahal will skate ahead. He'll flip it in across the Flaming Sea. Go Flames go chance happening right now. This team looks 3-9-2 on the year, but they don't look at this game. As it's sent back in now with 8:05 left to go in the second. It's good to see. I really wanted to see the Flames get a win in this game, considering what kind of night it was for Nazem Kadri, and see their best effort. It really looks like they've given that there. And I think even if you're a Flames fan and you want that tank for McKenna, you can still have that after today because it'd still be in the same spot in the standings. But you want to see them play well in a game that means a lot to their teammates. And that's what I wanted to see, and that's what we're getting right now. Offensive zone draw. Again, the next game that they will play will be against the Chicago Blackhawks for the Calgary Flames. Unless it's the home broadcast, that's set for Friday. That should be their next. Again, Columbus will continue their road stand. This will be sent back now for Provorov for a moment. Cross-ice feed. Sean Monahan will turn in his own end. He spent a long time with the Calgary Flames. Again, he should still be playing with Johnny Gaudreau if that tragedy didn't happen. This gets sent back to Dustin Wolf. We will take a break. Nazem Kadri and Adam Klapka, your goal scorers in the second. Flames lead 4-1. Two votes now on that question of the day. I said to Nazem Kadri, is he going to get traded to a playoff contender? And those two said yes. I would find no reason not to. If he doesn't stay with the Flames, I'd like to see him go somewhere. I know selfish me in my notes as a Red Wings fan, I did mention Detroit, but I just don't think there's a fit there. That would be more of a pipe dream than anything else. But when you're looking at a team like Colorado, I mean, do you want to go ahead and try to make that reunion? Because I think that would make a lot of sense to bring him back to a team that he's already used to. And if Toronto ever found a way to make a trade, I don't know how that would work. But I think Colorado, to me, would make a lot of sense. You stay in the Western Conference and you finish off that 7x7, which I believe he's in year 4 of.
It's time for a reset. From breakfast to late night, McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Extra value meals are back only at McDonald's.
Has only achieved something in one other play in game 1000 is now. Marty Shalina. Let's go back. 2003 in game number 1000 as well. And that is the typical Marty Shalina goal, isn't it? Hard work on his belly, scooping that into the net. Typical of both of those guys, early enough, right? Gather with the finesse and Shalina, great celebration, but that is pretty impressive. 2 Flames to score in the celebration of game 1000 in their career.
So just a good shout out from the Sportsnet crew. I'll definitely throw this in my story. But 2003, December 9th, Marty Jelinek scores in game number 1,000 for the Flames. The only other Flame to do that was the one tonight, Nazem Kadri. So it's also another milestone as well. With about 7:10 left to go in the second, as Sean Monahan trying to get around Malmberg off the tie toward the left side red line. Blake Coleman. Nice weight as he pushes this one ahead. This will bounce off of Sam Hanzik and back when they throw it in as Reeves makes the save with the left pad. Dmitri Voronkov will take the long flip. Now, Voronkov has been one of those guys who was really good to begin the year when you talk about some of his stats that we said in the open, but he's been awfully quiet in this game. Again, I scroll up in terms of my notes. He's got 5, and 10 plus 9, but I haven't barely even called his name throughout this game. Must be a D-to-D pass. Fantilli on the work. He's just trying to get back into the play. Cole Sillinger through the stick drag. That shot goes wide. Picking up toward the right side here is Boone Jenner. That goes away from him. Provorov. Now back to Matthew Olivier. And that'll get blocked. Flames. Here is an opportunity to go offside. Or I thought it was offsides, but Coronado, we look to get an errant whistle. Coronado, as it's Pahal, will send this one down across the goal mouth, as this will be bounced, stolen right across the blue line. Pahal, here's a deflection opportunity, and Jack Reeves able to find this one, as looks like Sean Monahan might have got hurt off of a hit. Let's see what we got here. Rasmus Anderson on the tie-up toward the left leg. And hopefully Sean's okay. We'll go to break.
No one beats champion checkered flag new cars. At champion Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, oh great. Champion checkered flag pre-owned comes with lifetime powertrain protection, 10-year roadside assistance, and more. And with over 500 vehicles to choose from, you can be sure you always finish first at champion Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, oh great. Right? DJDR.com.
For years, everyone thought Verizon had the best network, because they did. But now the best mobile network in the U.S. is T-Mobile. Some fancy experts finished the network test, and T-Mobile sort of opened the can of whoop up. T-Mobile's network has the most advanced 5G, with more towers, and their signal reaches further than ever. So you can text and instant talk and say, "You won't believe where I am." Seriously, where am I? Hey, I got signal.
Sam is taking the Tide Boosted test.
Oh, yes, I am.
Ooh, looks like a whole buffet.
Wow, I don't pack her lunch, but I do always know what she has.
Those are some serious stains.
And this isn't gonna cut it.
Try Tide. It's boosted. The other stuff can't match Tide's boosted clean.
This is a game changer.
Looks like we passed.
Thanks, Mom. Gotta keep it clean, premises.
It's cleaner, whiter, brighter, and fresher. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide.
How family is the #1 influence in the life of Nazem Kadri, and of course his parents, Sam and Sue, and there's his 4 sisters on his wedding day. And he also knows the importance.
So Kadri's got 4 sisters, and alongside with his family, got some beautiful wedding photos on the long side for Nazem. So very, very cool. And the OG is his mother, and alongside her grandparents.
That's how he learned how to speak Arabic, and still talks to her obviously all the
Kadri,
time. Here with us.
and off the top, can't win the draw this time. This will be picked up alongside for Adam Fantilli. Off the drop pass, Fantilli try to get his own puck. And this will be lifted out of his zone. Here for Rasmus Anderson. This pass way too high. He was looking for Kadri in the right side bumper, but I think he thought he was going to be in a different spot as he lifted it off the glass. But still, Farabee start again, number 86. Glove this one down out of the air for the Columbus defense and push ahead. As it bounces off of the paddle of Dustin Wolf. Rasmus Anderson now with Boone Jenner as we get some camera shots. And alongside Miles Wood, we'll brush from the right side corner. There'll be a shot in through the screen, and that'll go just wide of Dustin Wolf. Shot board is pretty low, 19-18 at this point. 4:50 left to go in the first. Rolling puck blocked again by the Flames. They've done a good job of that, especially in the second period. Connor Zeri looking for a breakout pass. Kadri with a windmill trying to find himself some space. He'll find it now. Kadri back pass. Now for Uyghur, sends it toward the net. Greaves will play it with the stick hand, and I think Kadri was trying to do something special with all his friends and family at the game now. There's Kirill Marchenko. Try to leave for Werenski. This is a good bounce pass and off the boards. Here's Sam Hanzig on the backhand. As he gets denied, Greaves will hold on that back post, and Voronkov will flip it down. Here for Joel Hanley. 4 minutes left to go in the second. John Under with you on the solo call. It's a 4-1 lead for the Calgary Flames. Nazem Kadri's banner night. Kirill Marchenko takes a hit for Farabee, and Braden Pahal gains their right side midline, throws it in. Jack Greaves will slow it down. He hasn't had a lot to do, but Jack Greaves, he dealt with a lot of rebounds and just a couple of goals, a couple of seconds apart from the first and second, well, 32 seconds apart on both. And the Flames kind of scored in bunches, and that's where it is right now, 4-1. You have Kirill Marchenko with a shorthanded goal, assisted by Boone Jenner, and those are the only points for Columbus. Flip back in again for Pahal. Here's a rolling puck for Jonathan Huberdeau. Huberdeau now to Coronado. Coronado will half spin and shovel it toward the right side dot. Huberdeau. Look now for Morgan Frost. A couple of stick chops toward that left side red line. Morgan Frost now leave for Huberdeau. Huberdeau looking for a blind back pass. And it's Rasmus Anderson trying to keep it alive. Rister will miss everything. Rasmus now toward the right side blue line. Back to the middle of the slot. Turnaround chance goes wide toward the left of the post. Ball. Good cycle here for the Flames. It's been their best puck possession of the second. Rolling out of the air. Here's Ball. He'll stick chop it back. Ken Johnson now trying to turn on what's left of his burners as Dustin Wolf slowly put it around the right side dot. 2:25 left to go in the second. Still 4-1 lead for Calgary. Provorov flip it back around in his own end. And Charlie Coyle a little bit too far ahead for his forwards. We'll go back to Charlie here. He'll spin and turn. Again, Columbus without Denton Matejchuk. As Dean Evason said that he's still day-to-day. They're missing 3 defensemen. Matejchuk would be solidly on their second line if he was playing today. You got Severson and Provorov, though, who they picked up from the trade deadline a couple of seasons ago. As this is sent back into Dustin Wolf. And we finally get a little bit of pushing toward Wolf's crease, but it looks to be pretty mercurial here. 1:51 in the second.
All right, let's take a look at this beautiful pass by Zeri right to Kadri. Now it's one-on-one with Kadri and Werenski. Werenski on the second look takes it away. But this, I thought, was going to be something special. One first move, and then how about Hanzig? We talked about that power move on the back end. Real nice job. Yeah, he is a much better player than he was last year. A little bit more mature, bigger, as I mentioned. Really trust the team. He's Lawson into an everyday life guy. Get some change in other places this season. The Sportsnet Plus CTV Plus bundle gives you live sports and entertainment all in one place. Who doesn't love that? There's something for everyone to stream with the best live sport and hit shows from the biggest networks in TV. Visit sportsnetplus.ca and add your bundle today. Off the draw.
Kadri can't win the draw as Werenski tried to set up Fantilli toward the left side of the crease. Connor Zeri lurking as they want to try to get this puck out. Nazem Kadri finds it now, gets it to Zeri. He'll chip ahead with the blade. As that'll work out nice for Joel Farabee. Farabee now trying to use what he's got left here and send it back around off the left side dot. Picked up now for the Flames defense. Here's Mackenzie Weegar. He is on his forehand. Back skate. Here's Hanley with a clapper. That goes just wide of the right side of the crease. Back to Weegar. Toward the right side blue line. Straddle. They'll leave this toward the left now. Give back to Weger. Cross ice pass from Kadri. Not a bad idea, but it's picked off. And Columbus. And then Fantilli, he goes for a sharp angle chance toward the left post and not spot off by Wolf. Ivan Provorov, he's pinched in deep. Centering feed. Columbus want to get something in the final 35 seconds as this goes to the left side red line. Weger trying to finish his hit. Hanley now trying to provide some back end support. Sent back around to Monahan, right into the mess of humanity. And Calgary will flip this, but just away from Greaves. So that will be an icing. They were trying to aim it right at him to negate it, but at 18.1 left in the second, they'll have another O-zone draw to have to contend with against Columbus. That was deflected from Zarian Farabee. He was looking to be on the doorstep. If he would have been able to pick that up, it would have bounced off his back skate first and into his stick shaft. 14th in NHL, averaging 24 minutes and 31 seconds of ice time is Mackenzie Weger. He's playing a lot, but his stats are not what they were last year when he was by far and away the best Flame. He's got a lot of work to do. Still a lot of season left to play, though. Here's an opportunity to be sent in. 5 seconds left. Monahan rimming around the end boards. A chance for Severson goes wide, and that ends the middle stanza. Calgary scores 2 unanswered. It's Kadri and Klapka, and Calgary's got a 4-1 lead after 2. Feeling good.
When it comes to buying pre-owned, no one beats Champion Checkered Flag used cars. At Champion Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Brave. Champion Checkered Flag pre-owned comes with lifetime powertrain protection, 10-year roadside assistance, and more. And with over 500 vehicles to choose from, you can be sure you always finish first at Champion Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Brave. Like CBJDR.com.
All I wanted to do was help kids and families. Bank of America was just so important with getting things started. I feel we are growing together with Bank of America.
Had the opportunity to meet with Bank of America. That's what lists for me like us.
What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Contact one of our local business specialists at bankofamerica.com/local business. The NBA of ESPN is happening now. And we don't know who's going to catch fire. The whole shot of work. We don't know which button will break hearts. Will it go down in the rumor mill? Or inside the NBA? We don't know who's turning up courtside. The whole world will hear us. But we do know that for opening week, Christmas, finals, and everywhere in between, there's one place to call home. The NBA on ESPN is happening now. We don't know who will catch fire or who will shock the world, but we do know that for opening week, Christmas, finals, and everywhere in between, there's one place to call home. Unlock more sports for one unbeatable price. Unrivaled coverage all year long.
The NHL app. Shots thus far. 37 seconds left to the manpower advantage. Second unit comes out. Kakko. Kakko will settle it, move it, shoot it, blocked by Mukmadula. Marchman to the point. Muck Alex Wenberg. Mason Marchman will take it in. Marchman to the corner, a little handoff. He'll get it back. Trade places with Kakko. Kakko in tight. Stumbles, gets back up. Montour. Kakko again. 5 seconds left to the power play. To the goal line, Marchman. He'll wind down. Moving across for Kakko. Off the pad of Askarov. Montour wide. The Sharks kill it. Skinner's out of the box. 3-1 San Jose, 5:15 left in the second period.
With possession there for the second unit, just not able to get the puck towards the net.
Lindgren now. Moves it along the boards through center. Sam Dickinson in front of that Kraken bench. John Klingberg, who scored San Jose's third goal. Icing is called here. 4:55 left, period 2.
Well, we're waving our hands saying we don't have all the answers, but we're going to go out to the farms. We're going to break bread with people and talk to you, and we're going to talk about how we do this better. It's what's for dinner.
Beef for dinner. That's okay with me.
I like that.
I know you do.
I'm always down for a good steak.
We know someone who really enjoys.
Yes, we do.
The end cut.
Well done.
Well done, please. And he emphasizes it over and over again in a nice way. Don't get me wrong. The great Eddie Olczyk will be back with us next week. After a 2-game road swing, the Kraken will come home. They'll take on Columbus on Tuesday, then Winnipeg and these very same Sharks. Will Smith in his own zone. Out to center ice. Through center. Decor down to get it. When you have dinner with Enzo, it's full-on entertainment from start to finish. In many ways, a shot by Gaudette is blocked. To the boards, it's slammed. Liljegren will feed it in. Larson, forechecked by Gaudette. Adam Gaudette returning from injury tonight for San Jose. Just a brief absence. Kurashev, pad save to court. I think he was looking for the rebound with a pass off the pad. And it goes all the way down.
The pass on the pad or the deflection, looking for Gaudette out in front one way or another, just wasn't able to connect.
Orlov, Wenberg, goes by Alexiak. He'll cruise around diagonally across for Orlov. A blocker save with a purpose by Decor. Left right there for Schwartz. Here he comes. Jaden Schwartz will send it in. Liljegren will move it out. Orlov, off the official, gets it back. He'll scoop it out to center. Dmitri Orlov won a Stanley Cup. Lane Lambert assisted the Washington Capitals in 2018 with Chandler Stevenson, Philip Grubauer. We should point out Matt Murray is the backup goaltender tonight for Seattle. Through center. Schwartz going down. The Kraken still without Jared McCann and Freddie Gaudreau. Parker Evans with injury. Decor cinch now in that bid by Delandria. Swooping back is Ellie Tolman out to center. 2:52 left in the second period. A 3-1 game led by the visitors. Desharnais through center. Delandria, the line broken up. Winterton fights off time. Delandria plays it all the way around. Lindgren will cushion it. Ferraro had it. He lost it. Winterton back it goes. Held in by Brendan Montour. Goes by Shane Wright. Now Marchman. Bumped by Delandria. Cardwell picks it up. And now Colin Graff. Young man who played his college hockey in Quinnipiac now. Decor to the outside. Lindgren. Marchman. Wright can't handle it. Toffoli whips it across. Montour. It's a flex to Marchman. He's stripped by Celebrini. The Kraken get it back. Marchman. Montour. Converged down by Klingberg. Here come the Sharks. Will Smith with Celebrini, who has it now. Smith hammers it, caught without traffic by Decor. 1:51 left. Period number 2. Joey Decor to the Kraken. Down by 2.
Last one, brother. The NBA on ESPN is happening now. And we don't know who's going to catch fire or who will shock the world. We don't know which truck will break hearts. Want to go down in the rumor mill? Or inside the NBA? We don't know who's turning up courtside or who will hear us. But we do know that for opening week, Christmas, finals, and everywhere in between, there's one place to call home.
Welcome back to what should be really the second half. Calgary and the Scotiabank Sound on the Calgary Flames with a 4-1 lead over the visiting Columbus Blue Jackets on Nazem Kadri night, who happens to figure it in the offense through 40 minutes. Save-On Foods awards a prize for every Flames goal, but they aren't done there. New this season, they're awarding groceries for a year every time a Flames player scores a hat-trick. 4 goals by a single player wins that lucky customer groceries for life. And as always, 5 goals means we have $1 million winner. You're entered into the contest each and every time you use your more rewards card at checkout. Get in the game. Shop Save-On Foods today. All right, Brendan Barker, Brett Cron, Eric Francis back with the panel. And as we can do a little quick poll, but I would assume that we figured Nazem Kadri on a night that it would be all about 91 was going to figure into this conversation at some point, and he did it. Obviously, the goal, Brent, and just what you get from Nazem Kadri on a night like this.
Well, it's a big night for him and his family. You got to go through the whole ceremony, but at the end of the day, you want to drop the puck. And you can see Kadri, he's working. This is hard to see ever does for every year. Comes down the right side, feathers the pass where Kadri bears it. You can see his face. So, just his expression that yes, I got it. Buries that one, over his right pad. Look how happy he is. He's a competitor in every single night. Good on him for getting a goal in the South game.
There could not have been a person in North America who didn't think that pass was going over to Nazem Kadri. I mean, you defer to the veteran, especially when it's his night.
Yeah.
And you knew it was going over there, and that's why it was a beautiful pass, because the defenseman knew it was going over there too. They still couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, if you're the goalie, you got to be sitting out playing the pass, probably on that one, I'm guessing. You're thinking Farabee's probably going to move this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Farabee's been getting his fair share of chances this year. And Greaves has got it. He could have probably just played Kadri on the right side the whole way through and give Farabee the left side all day long.
Yeah, you had to make it, right? Yeah, had to make the pass for sure. And as always, the finish from Nazem Kadri. That's just sort of like part of his deal, though. When we talk about the moments that he rises to, some of the highlight reel goals we've seen. We told that story about Matt Stajan and some of the guys who came into his early part of his career. That confidence has always been there. Maybe what's made him such a good NHLer.
I think confidence is his hallmark. And, Brian Burke tells this great story. I know I keep citing Brian Burke. He likes to tell stories. And he is very proud of drafting Nazem Kadri. So, Nazem Kadri bounces back and forth his first couple of years in the National Hockey League to the AHL. And one day was late getting to practice and parked his car in the fire lane. And that's a no-no. And when Brian Burke arrived, he wanted to know whose car that was. They told him it was Nazem's. He was furious. He calls Nazem into his office. Nazem said, sorry, I was late. Like, no big deal. He said, Nazem, there's a parking lot for the Leafs. There's a parking lot for the Marlies. And now that you've done this, for the next 30 days, you'll park in the furthest possible spot in the Marlies parking lot. And it was, I guess, the coldest time of the year, too. And Nazem said, it really stuck to me. But the alternative was, Burke actually wanted to suspend him from the team for a little while to teach him a lesson, because he was so confident that he thought he had to bring him down a notch. And over the course of the years, you've probably seen a few junior stars go to the next level or try to go to the next level with maybe a little too much confidence.
Oh, yeah, you get hammered on pretty quick. You get put in place real fast. And I'm sure Berkey's here tonight just to remind him. Yeah. He could have taken him down a notch or two, but he gave him a way out.
Yeah. And another real-life story. Aya, his little 8-year-old niece, was the flag bearer tonight. She skated out with the flag. And I talked to her about it a week ago in Toronto, and I said, are you nervous? And she goes, no. And I said, there's the Kadri confidence. Through generations, they're all very, very confident.
I love that. That's outstanding. And, just when you thought they couldn't possibly have another Kadri story, Just wait, we do.
This is a good one.
More. So, early days, we know he's been obsessed with hockey right from the day that he first tried his skates on. And he tells the story about how he used to sleep with his sticks and his jersey on. His dad said he was obsessed with hockey. And he remembers vividly the first stick that he was absolutely enamored with, and it was the Easton Synergy. And Mark DePasquale, the Flames equipment manager, happened to have the exact, it wasn't Kadri stick, but it was the exact replica. Everybody remembers, there's young Nazem Kadri, and that's the Easton Synergy. Everyone remembers the silver Synergy. It was the greatest stick on the market at the time, and he remembers sleeping with that stick because he thought it was absolutely the best. And it's funny, he made the reference this morning. That was the first stick he fell in love with, and that was silver stick. And now tonight he gets the second silver stick. And you wonder if maybe he's going to make some room in his bed tonight for another stick to come sleep with him. But this one's a little bit heavier. But I just think when you listen to Nazem Kadri and how much passion he has for the game, it went back to such an early age. I thought that was cool.
And another Chase's confidence. Even all these moments where he got suspended and there were things that were happening in his career where he wondered if he'd ever get to 1,000 games, he still has maintained that confidence level, that swagger.
Well, and he's elite, right? And you got to bet on yourself, and he's been doing it his whole career. And he's a guy that you hate to play against and love to have on your team. And that confidence is here with his family. It's a big night for him. He's done it the right way all the way through, battled hard, taken his legs. He's been suspended. He's fought his way up. He's walked the line. He's a Stanley Cup champ, and now he's playing in his style this game tonight. Good on him.
Well, and the guy said that they wanted to deliver the win, and now they put forward a 40 minutes that could allow them to do that, but they're 20 away. Can they finish it off and give him the night that he deserves? Third period's on the way next. Nazem Kadri, a goal scorer in game 1,000.
Man, I miss working from home. Tell me about it. I work great from home.
I collaborate just fine from home. I like the environment more. I think I'm more productive at home.
Some say there's too many distractions at home.
All right, maybe that one's true.
This time of year, it's all or nothing. And your Toyota dealers have all you need to pull you through the rain, snow, and mud that's headed our way. Now, during Toyota Truck Month, they've got more all-wheel drive choices. The legendary 4Runner, the 4Runner Land Cruiser, the powerful Tundra, or this best-selling 25 Tacoma, which you could get with 2.99 APR financing, or lease a well-equipped 25 Tacoma for $259 a month. Get your Tacoma now during Toyota Truck Month. Toyota, let's go places.
The Burger King Double Cheeseburger. A quarter-pound of beef patties, flame grilled with 2 slices of melted cheese. It's love at first bite. We're not sure who invented the double cheeseburger, but it sure tastes like we did. You rule.
Glad Force Flex trash bags stretch to fit more. So they're not only grip tested, they're just pushing the last bag of the limit testing. Don't get mad. Get Glad.
Good is good enough for some, but not for you. Because you know that there's nothing like traveling the world with the largest curated global hotel program and having a place to land with the largest global airport lounge network. Nothing like having dining benefits at over 10,000 Resy restaurants and having access to unique experiences worldwide. For a life like no one, you need a car to go. There's nothing like Platinum.
Big Razor said, no one besides us can make a premium pivoting razor. Harry said, hold my beer. New Harry's Plus with an advanced pivoting system. It's the shave you've been waiting for.
T-Mobile has the best network. That's why there's no better place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on that. Hold on. Is this big enough? We should have music, lights, banners. I need to feel it. Get the most powerful iPhone ever. I'm just the door.
Well, John, I have a calendar ready with you. Nazem Kadri became just the 61st player in NHL history to score while celebrating his 1,000th game. You just knew he was going to get at least one tonight.
It was inevitable, it seemed, when the Blue Jackets had a really good start to the second period. Playing holding on to a 2-1 lead, and I don't think anybody on the Flames thought that they were playing as well as they needed to. I think he gets their third goal, and all of a sudden, a little bit of breathing room. Adam Klapka scores shortly after that. And now they're in a great position. Just finish it off the right way. That's all they have to do now.
Flames have ideas of what's ahead. 20 miles to go with a 4-1 lead.
Michael Backlund off the top here as we begin the third period. The Flames have a 4-1 lead. Again, 3-9-2 on the season through 2 broadcasts and 2 wins. That's what I'm trying to get in the forefront here. Nazem Kadri got a goal in that second period. Again, only Marty Jelena had done that in game 1000 in Flames history as well. So there's a lot of good stuff here for the Flames to see if they can finish it off. Joel Hanley now on the top in his own end, as Provorov and company trying to give him the business. This puck is finally dug out by Calgary. As Mackenzie Weegar now. We'll go ahead and flip this one in deep. Take the change. Zach Werenski now. And alongside with Dante Fabra. 40 seconds expired in this third and final frame. It certainly looks like, unless Columbus really starts to turn on some burners, as this is a penalty to the Calgary Flames, I believe. That will be the first of the game for them. There's only been one power play in the first when Adam Fantilli was busted for a trip, and we'll see if the door opens now.
Just kick it over nicely to Weaver. They exit the zone. That pair was so good at the end of last year. And here is the penalty. Ball reaches in. That's the hook. And Columbus early power play here in the third period. Jackets have just 5 power play goals this season. 4 of those have arrived on the
57 seconds into the third, and Kevin Ball's got the first penalty of the game for the Flames. Just one aside now, as Jenner was the one that got hooked, and Kirill Marchenko. We'll see what Dean Evason's squad can do with some power play time. And this one will be saved by Wolf from the point. 18:54 left to go in the third. Shot board is 21-20. Now just updated to 22 for Columbus, although they're down 3 goals. Possession time, 1 minute and 3 seconds for Zach Werenski. Monahan on one knee. Let's go back to Zach here. Former University of Michigan Wolverine. Marchenko from Werenski. High circle. This one deflected back toward Wolf, and he will make the glove save.
So far, not much traffic in front of Dustin Wolf, and they're certainly going to chat about that. Marchenko, he's played with a lot of energy tonight. Nice high shot, just a little bit wide. And good to see.
Voronkov was looking for a tip on that play. It's only the second time I've called his name. Kirill Marchenko blows by Hanley right at the doors with a backhand, and Wolf able to cancel that off with a stick. That was a good move there for Kirill. This is a sauce pass. It'll be intercepted by the captaincy, and Michael Backlund throws it right to Jack Reeves. And Ryan Huska's squad can take a change. And off the back pass now. Kirill Marchenko trying to cheat ahead. He is onside. And this will go back and off the backboards, and the Flames will flip it down the ice. Excellent work there as Farabee can get off the ice. And now Jack Reeves will start again with Werenski. 17:55 left to go in this third. John, I'm with you on the solo call. Johnson, as this will be back now for the Blue Jackets. Voronkov. Here's Marchenko. Voronkov trying to provide a screen out in front of Wolf. And the shot will go high for Ken Johnson. Pick back up at the point. Here's Werenski. Pass across. Left chance. This one gets blocked. Second one goes off the pads of Wolf and sent back down the ice. Columbus finally starting to get something going on their first power play of the game. Kevin Ball trying to get out of this hooking penalty. 15 seconds left before that expires. Farabee back out there. Opportunity now for Charlie Coyle. As this is toward the right side off the pin. Hanley now with Farabee. This is in the high slot. Rister, good save, Wolf. Rebound goes right to the Flames. And they've killed it off. Ball now out of the box. here is looking for ball on the backhand, and that gets knocked away as the CBJ try to take this one from left to right. Charlie Coyle off the sauce pass ahead, and this goes right to the Flames in the middle of the circles. Turnaround chance, and Wolf's got that. He'll hold with 16:40. D-zone face-off. This one won by the Flames as they try to get this out of their own end. Picked up now for one outstretched pass as Connor Zary will now look to finally pick it up with Dante Fabro. Zary falling down to make a play as this goes back alongside with Sharon Gulbich. Cole Sillinger picks it up. He'll pick this one up now. You got Monahan with him, and this goes up and out of play with 16-12 and try to ring it around the back side of the net.
This period is brought to you by Toyota. For what matters most.
Boy, this guy gets up and down the ice, does he? John, he is all over the place. Werenski, he is so fun to watch, and he's physical too. Years ago, asked for an assignment in the American Hockey League. Can you believe it? Was called the top, called that was big for his development. Blue Jackets, continuing to battle Monahan on it. Hope again, let's take care of business. All right, so Blue Jackets, partially because that power play, they have a little bit of life right now. They still feel that they're in it, and they're hoping that they can get that next one to make it a 4-2 game, and then see what happens after that. Ladies and Red Sox, they have scored 4 goals in a game, 19, and all going back to last season.
Flames, when they've scored 4 more than 19-0, going back to last season. They're being tested right now. The shot board's going to be 9-1 as Voronkov throws it on net. He's looked very good in this game, or career Marchenko, I should say. As it's picked up by number 86, Marchenko. Send it back around for Sean Monahan. Really working in this third period and testing Dustin Wolf. This will be sent back around the inboards. Flames just trying to get it out, and they'll do so now. Here for Coleman. Huberdeau bounced off his skates. Huberdeau now will take a rolling puck. See what he can do, try to pick it up off the bounce, but it goes to Columbus. Getting away from a windmill. Picked up by Zach Werenski. Ripper save Wolf right in the chest. 10 saves this period alone, if you can believe that already, with 15:01 in the third. This is urgency from the Jackets. Mayo, and this one is right to Wolf, right in off the face-off. 2-3-2 last 7 games, 0-6-0 previous 6. So the Flames have played much better of late. Dyson Mayo trying to get on the score sheet for the first time in his career. Again, he's in his first ever NHL game. Adam Fantilli with a turnaround chance as he got knocked down. Picked up toward the right side by Zary. It's been all Jackets in this third period, but they're still down by 3 goals. Nazem Kadri finally get this one out of his zone. Kadri will shovel it in weakly, just trying to get some puck possession here as Farabee sends it around the goal mouth. Kevin Ball, and off the flip, will flip it right back in. Here with Connor Zary. Jackets in their own end. Trying to get acclimated here. They will be going from left to right in this period. 31-21 on the shot board. Shot board is 10-1 so far. That was at the 15:01 marker. It's 14:05 left in the third, although the Flames still up comfortably. But Dustin Wolf has been spectacular in this third. That's how it was in the opener when Cooper Hopkins and I covered that. Pass from 50. And alongside for Charlie Coyle. It's picked up head toward the right wing side, cross-ice speed Sillinger. And this will go back for the defense, who has to fire it right back in now. Spin around for Yan Kuznetsov. Try to look for Yan here, but this back pass goes off the boards, right to the Jackets. And Matthew Olivier is going to get pressured back in his own zone. Olivier is going to get it back now. Look for the back pass. As Mackenzie Weegar trying to make life look difficult. And Charlie Coyle will get it in his own end. Flip it across the left side red line. Here is Mackenzie Weegar with Matthew Coronado. As a stick gets taken out of the hand of one of the Jackets. And Coronado now. He'll have it. He gets stick chop right at the left side red line. Right near the players' benches. That is where the puck is stuck. As Backlund will find it and flip it back down. He might as well just go ahead and take a change. He's already right there. Coronado still decides to stay out. Off a 1-on-3. Flames can't get puck possession. This one bouncing off the glass away from Morgan Frost. And Braden Pahal will get the hybrid icing with 12:42 left to go in this third.
Ryan Huston talked to the media this morning about the importance of having a great effort. Tonight celebrating Nazem Kadri playing 1,000 games, and so far they have.
Flames have picked up points in their last two home games, 3 out of 4. They're coming off a win against the Rangers, who are still winless at MSG. Greaves, his shot goes high, bounces back in play, and now to Kent Johnson toward the left side. That little long flip down the ice. And no problem there for the Flames back line, as they'll go ahead and make a rolling, organized rubber the other way out the long chip. 12:10 left to go in the third. John here with you on the solo call at the Settle Dome. Calgary up 4-1. No goals to tell you about in this third so far. Fabro sends this one across, and that shot from Provorov goes high and wide toward the left side dot now. Kent Johnson gets thefted, and this will be what the Flames gain the red line and throw it in. Shot board still reads 31-21, and it's 10-1 right now as far as the shot board here, but Dustin Wolf was able to make a ton of saves. Bounces off the backboard, right to Wolf, and Severson will play to Karam as he entered the zone by himself. Fired to Dustin Wolf. He makes a glove hand save, and we will take a hiatus, little break here, as it's still 4-1. Dustin Wolf, 11 saves in the third and a crossbar.
The hair's lighter than the last time I saw you. So it's yours.
Needs more good news. Have you heard the one about the anything more to make Thanksgiving a good deal better? Have I?
Shoot, apples. Whoa! You know, fix this. The fireball place. I was wrong. It's not looking good. You know what? We should call your dad. Where's your dad? Woof. No. Are you really his father? New Fireball Blazing Apple. A shot that never misses. Okay, I'm gonna head out.
Here at Once Upon a Farm, we chose the Capital One Venture X business card. With no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to meet our business needs. And unlimited double miles means we earn more too. What's in your wallet?
In Canada, astronaut in the Bruins visit Toronto for a marquee matchup with Austin Matthews and the Maple Leafs. Always spicy when these two battle it out. Saturday, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific on Sportsnet and CBC. That'll be a great one. How about Shot attempt second period. 27-3 for Columbus.
It's been a busy one in Greece for Dustin Wolf. By the way, they notified the shot.
Backlund's going to try to take a D-zone draw. He'll win it. And the Flames, again, they've got the lead, but not a lot of shot attempts. Just one for them, 11 for the Jackets here in this third alone. It's 11:24 left in the third as we get an offsides against the Flaming Sea. Maybe a slash as well. It'll be another penalty. We'll see who it's on. It looks like a slash and Cole against CBJ. Take a look at who that is on as we go back in through my notes. Dmitri Voronkov is going to go to the box with a slash on Sam Hanzik, as Dean Evason doesn't look too happy about that one. Again, Voronkov, not so much. Kirill Marchenko has been excellent in this game, though, but his team is down big. Kenzie Wager push this one ahead. If the Flames can score again and make it 5-1, you'd think you'd be able to put this game out of reach, even at this point. The drop back will be very delayed, and we'll start again now with the Flames going right to left in the home Reds. Huberdeau on his backhand, just getting around. Charlie Coyle right out in front are the Flames and Morgan Frost. Send it back and rim it around the inboards. Kenzie Wager waiting for it, got it in the high slot. Wager pivots. This will take this one back D to D. To Nazem Kadri. Now Mackenzie Wager surveys. Nazem got it near the right dot. He elects to pass. As the Flames got this in tight. Kadri open, shoots, and a save, a stick save high from Jet Greaves. As Coronado toward the left side of the wall. Spin and turn for Morgan Frost. One touch. Wager. Kadri throws it on. Jet Greaves makes the save. He'll cover. As Huberdeau now was there. And now Jenner throwing some stinky gloves at Jonathan Huberdeau. That's going to draw a crowd here with Tim 13 in the third. Not too much tumultuousm in this game, but still, you want to see the Flames work their power play here and maybe get in close and kind of buzz the tower at Jet Greaves. That one was blocked by Jet Greaves, but it also hit Favreau on the side. So I imagine that one had to hurt a bit. Look, it hit him in the kidneys as Jet Greaves then pounced on an opportunity when Huberdeau was right at the right side of the crease. D-zone draw, won by the Jackets. And this will go back to Joel Farabee as Dustin Wolf will leave it to Rasmus. We are halfway expired from the third, and Calgary is in good standing to try to get their fourth win on the season. They would be 4-9-1, be 2-0 during my broadcast. So I don't know how many Flames fans would want me to continue to broadcast as they think they're going for the tank, but you wanted to see them play well in the opener. They did with the comeback, and now this one on Nazem Kadri's 1,000th. Sharangovich try to leave it for Farabee off the right side of the glass and be sent down. And the Flames power play is going to expire. So 0 for 2 are the Flames. They've given up one shorthanded goal. That was Voronkov, the opener in the first from Boone Jenner. And then the Jackets 0 for 1 as this puck hits the stick. A CBJ goes up and out of play. That takes us to another TV timeout. 9:19 left in the third. Flames up 4-1.
Around here, it's all or nothing, and Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices, like a family favorite Highlander or the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Get 4.75 APR financing on Highlander or Grand Highlander. 2 years no cost maintenance for you. Let's go places.
I've got something to tell you. I have cancer. That one word can change everything. But there are two words that can change cancer. Clinical trials. Two words that anyone can write up. Because when we're up against it, we need all the help we can get.
For years, everyone thought Verizon had the best network, because they did. But now the best mobile network in the U.S. is T-Mobile. Some fancy experts finished the network test, and T-Mobile sort of opened in a whoop-up. T-Mobile's network has the most advanced 5G with more towers and their signal reaches further than ever. So you can text and instant talk and say, you won't believe where I am. Seriously, where am I? Hey, I got signal.
The NBA on ESPN is happening now. We are only looking at trying to finish that work, but we can do that for open meetings, restriction finals, and everything in between. There's more places for all of us.
Remain health supplements. Well, when you play your 1,000 games in this league, it's not only a celebration of what you've accomplished, but it's also your family and your friends. And so it's a great night in the second period. Up to one, scored the season, put them up 3-1. At that point, here's his family and friends. He told me yesterday that he had about 40 people coming to the game, and there they are celebrating, and of course they would. It's been a special evening, a special player, who's had a special career.
Inside Flames get another look, but Greaves will shut it down.
Right off the face off. I like it. And as I mentioned, we're just watching. On to grow every game.
Sam Hanzig with a chance right in off the draw from Backlund. He just throws it right on. The rebound opportunity, Jet Greaves able to cancel that off. 9:14 left to go in the third as we resume action. Nazem Kadri can't win the draw. He's lost more draws than I can remember in a single game, but this one was played well for him, though, because he's already got a goal and his team's up 4-1. They're just trying to survive this third period. What a shot Bucks in that second that I noticed, which was good on the Flames. That's kind of what they need to do. As this will get flipped in now for Mackenzie Weegar, leading out for Joel Hanley, playing off the back pass. Interception right in the middle of the circles. That's where the Flames are. It's a 3-on-2. Farabee now from Kadri. Kadri at the net. And this was a redirection as Greaves made the first save. And now this will belong to the Blue Jackets. Go ahead and take their change for Dean Evason's squad as Werenski will shovel it across the middle and then get dumped in by Adam Fantilli. Kevin Bull. And toward the right side of the glass, it's Favreau. He will survey, cross-ice feed off the backboards. Here's Kirill Marchenko now. Again, he's been easily the most dangerous Blue Jacket. Dante Favreau plays the carom, cross-ice feed, D-to-D. There's good stick in the lane from Backlund. The captaincy now awful lift will allow the Flames to protect the spot and get it out. Shot boards is 33-24 in favor of the Jackets, but they're down by 3. Here's a chance for Provorov. He gets his shot off and then gets taken down. Then a late slash to Rasmus Andersson. Not going to like that. That's going to draw a cloud. Adam Klapka. Now with Voronkov, you don't want to mess with Adam Klapka. That'd be two extraordinary gentlemen going to scrap. And if you're Voronkov, you might want to try to boost your PIMS at this point because he hasn't done much of anything else. Rasmus Andersson going to go to the box, but I imagine we should have something offsetting because Rasmus Andersson retaliated from that slash. So, yeah, we're going to get a little offsetting here. So Rasmus Andersson a rough and then a slash for Provorov. And that is when some words were exchanged. Adam Klapka wanted to dance with somebody, but no call there. Oh, Whitney Houston. So we'll see what we get here off this offsetting. 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. 7:49 left in the third. John Hunter with you on the solo call from Scotiabank Saddledome in Calgary. That's where I hope to be next year with Cooper Hopkins. I get that passport and everything else done. Want to see Zane Parak. I mean, this is the second broadcast I've done, one to open the year, and now in Nazem Kadri's 1500, and Zane has been a healthy scratch in both of those games. Damon Severson try to throw it out in front. And this is at the point. On the back skate, Werenski will flip it across. It's a rolling puck, bouncing to the right side dot, and it'll go up and on a play, 7:30, as it bounces off a body with 1:41 left to go in this 4-on-4. Take a look at this last sequence as Farabee got a little tied up there with Boone Jenner. trying to obscure the vision away from Dustin Wolf. Jenner's still right there, and he was trying to use that off screen of the captaincy to bother Dustin Wolf, but that's not going to happen. Blake Coleman now on the 4-on-4. A couple of stick tie-ups, not giving up on the play, and Werenski is just driven back on his backhand with 7:15 left to go in the third. Jackets try to push up. They're running out of time here as the stick gets taken out of the hand, and offsides would be called against CBJ.
Score a $150 welcome bonus when you switch to Atco Energy.
So Jacob asked me, why is there nothing on the wall? This is a quick little move, so I haven't had a chance to redecorate too many things. So it's pretty darn basic there, my friend. But I'm still able to do the play-by-play and the streams, and the internet's all set there. So I appreciate it. Hopefully getting some redecorations here in a while. Maybe toward next year, I would imagine. 7 minutes left to go in the third as Huberdeau will take this cross-ice feed. Farabee. Now with Sharangovich, as the lines have been mixed here for Reinowska on this 4-on-4, and Huberdeau lost the edge. He's got to go back here for Igor. It's good to see Igor get some 4-on-4 time, though, because you want to reignite his wrister. Back now for Ball. Looks back down off of the ball. Bounces off Sharangovich. 6:30 left to go in the third. Another 4-on-4 for 40 seconds. Coleman toward the left side red line. Drop it in for Backlund, looking for Coleman off the survey near the left dot. And on his backhand leg for Joel Hanley. Hanley just holds it in across the left side blue line as the Flames crisscross. Captain seeing Backlund, number 11, drive toward the net, save Greaves with the paddle of the stick. There's Mackenzie Wager. Not a Backlund turnaround chance. This gets deflected. This could create something for Columbus, but Joel Hanley is there. Got a hold of a friendly Kirill. 5:55 left to go in the third. Joining her with you on the call. Nazem Kadri got a goal in the second period. It's only right in his 1,000th game. Trying to get a victory here and be the Flames' fourth. Trying to go to 4-9-2. The Jackets have won 4 of the last 5. We don't really want to drop this one here. As Jenner, and off the tie up the captaincy and trying to get around 3 Flames. And Farabee, he takes a bump and he leaves it for Connor Zary. 5:30 left to go in the third. Zary, wrister. This one goes wide. The left side red line. Farabee now. Here for the Jackets as they get the steal toward the left side red line. Here's Jenner. Toward the left side blue line. Wrister bounces just wide toward that left line. Zary, it goes into the Calgary bench. Right where Devin Cooley is. Because I think he lost it in between his pads or his pants. We'll take a break. 5:09 in the third.
The hair's whiter than the last time I saw you. So
Yes, when family comes together, more good food means more good food.
Hey, have you heard the one about the ticket?
You need to do more to make Thanksgiving a good deal better. At Maya.
So I'm going to look tomorrow and I'll link out Cooper's broadcast for what's going on for him for CSUN Women's College Soccer. Glad he got that ESPN call up again. That's why I'm doing this as a solo one. 35-25 on the shot board for CBJ. Hits 23-17 for Calgary. 34-20 on the draws for CBJ as well. They really pressed in this third period, but Dustin Wolf has been the story, none other than Nazem Kadri as well, as he stopped 34 of 35. Chicago Blackhawks, that was a low-scoring game until it wasn't. They have a 3-0 lead with 11:05 in the third as they're on the road at Rogers. And San Jose all over Seattle. They just scored again. It's 6-1.
Everybody's going to celebrate Nazem Kadri playing 1,000 games, but it's Dustin Wolf. He's doing his part to make sure that Calgary and his teammates will have a fond memory of tonight's game. Dustin Wolf, 14 shots here in the third period. I think it's worked out in the start of the second period and here in the entire third period.
So 14 saves for Wolf in the third period alone. It's another offensive zone draw win for the Jackets. And we just broke it open before this break. They're leading that by 8 now. They're really starting to pull away. 10 on the shot board, but they're down 4-1 as the Blue Jackets have gone into the empty net. 4:50 left to go in the third. Seems like an awfully long time here. Flames have an opportunity to make something special as Backlund try to get his pass out toward the left side red line. This will be sent in away from Sam Hansig. Bounces off some bodies. Ken Johnson. Now to Werenski. He's waiting for something to open up. Slapper. This one fought off by Dustin Wolf. Near the left side of the pad. Werenski again from the point. As that bit one of the Flames. That really hurt out in the middle. And Dustin Wolf a tip. He makes the save. Covers up from behind him. Sam Hansig. That vulcanized rubber might have hit him in the skate. So he's going to need a moment. Not a lot of protection down there. But this is an empty net pull for Dean Evason inside the 5-minute mark. So Rasmus Anderson gets hit up high. And then a slap shot block from Werenski by Anderson. And then another one off of Sam Hansig. And again, I mentioned that a lot in a second. The Flames have done such a great job of blocking shots in this game. And Dustin Wolf's already made a ton of saves anyway. Another face-off win for Columbus in the own end. Here's a back pass. Picked up now toward the point. Provorov's chance. As Severson will recollect. Sent back around for Boone Jenner. He was looking for Cole Sillinger. Trying to get that now. Sillinger just gets this pass across. All sorts of traffic in front of the net. Clapper, Sillinger, fought off by Wolf. Flames can't get it out of their own end. They'll finally do so now. At least it's not ice, but they were submerged in their own end. With 3:40 left to go in the third. They're still up by 3. But Columbus really charging hard here. Sillinger will go wide toward the left side boards. Nazem Kadri just ahead. He gets tripped down. And bouncing puck. Huberdeau will lurk as this goes back in behind the net. Boone Jenner with puck possession here. Columbus really trying to find a goal any way they can. 3:15 left in the third. They've had the empty net pull since 5 minutes. Here's another clapper for Provorov, and Dustin Wolf has got that too. Offensive zone draw. Werenski lets it go again, and Wolf makes yet another save. They've already played those Wolf sounds. This is shot number 40. He stopped 39 of 40 here, and they are just continuing to win draws. I believe that is 6 straight in the O zone. Lots of traffic on in front. Voronkov trying to obscure the vision. Werenski's got 5 shots in this game. And now CBJ starts with it again. The Flames do get it out, but they did lose the draw. That's 7 straight as it's picked up toward the left side blue line. Dragging up the backhand. Wolf makes the save. It bounces over the net away from Kevin Ball. Zach Werenski now sent back around the end boards. Michael Backlund. Werenski. Watch this go right to Hansig. See if he can find the empty net. No. Shoots that one wide, but at least he gained the red line. 2:30 left to go in the third. The shot board is 41-25. I know it's Nazem Kadri's night, but Dustin Wolf, that's a save. Dustin Wolf's going to go for the goal. And this one will get blocked by Zach Werenski. He had a bid, but Zach was able to steal it out of the air. Wouldn't that have been something? As it picked up now across the flaming sea. Chipped in off the glass. Hanley trying to find it now. Huberdeau, this goes above his stick. And this will be Kirill Marchenko Cross pass. Werenski back to Kirill now. Kirill through the traffic, saved by Wolf. This is opportunity now to be rolled out of the offensive zone. That's where Adam Fantilli is, back in his own end. Columbus making some changes on the fly. Calgary just killing time. Dustin Wolf has been amazing in this game. He has stopped 42 of 43. Opportunity now. Columbus find the entry. Here's a back pass. Here's Severson. Ivan Provorov lets it go to the screen. That one tipped wide. And this up and out of play. No penalty. 119 in the third.
And here's a original shot by Coyle that Voronkov in front for the rebound, right off the crossbar. So close up with the Wolf empty net try. Look how quickly he dropped it down and shot that. Down the ice. How about Mackenzie Weaver right there in the middle of the screen? Is looking down at the goaltender. Really?
Chance out in front of the face-off win for Columbus. 1:10 left in this third. Shot attempts are 85-43. I'll make sure I remember that in the story. Here's a rolling puck, and this will be iced, I believe. I thought Hanzig might get to him. I guess they waved it off. As it takes time off the clock nonetheless. Boone Jenner bounced off his skates and into the net. Calgary Flames scored on the empty netter. Man, oh man. Michael Backlund going to get the credit for it, as blasty signs are all over the place. And this game is put to bed. Michael Backlund scores on the empty net. It was a 5-minute push for Dean Evason on the empty net pull anyway for Jet Greaves, but Dustin Wolf just stopped everything in the warpath, and then Michael Backlund throws it into the yawning cage.
Listen, that was a special effort by our goaltender. Let's finish this off right. What a celebration for that. Third of the season from Backlund.
So Calgary leading 5-1. It's 43-26 on the shot board for CBJ. Shot attempts is 85-44 officially, as this bounces towards CBJ. They find an entry now. But, man, they played a pretty good game with the shot board, all things considered. But Dustin Wolf, he was spectacular. Nazem Kadri scored in his 1,000th game. And Calgary was able to make their fans, and Dustin Wolf and Nazem Kadri, everybody happy here. That's a big-time win, because Columbus had won 4 of 5. That's taken away. Giant win for Calgary. They win back-to-back games. I know where they are in the standings still at 4-9-2, but you got to love that effort. And Dustin Wolf, if not for Kadri's night, he's the #1 star in this game to me. They might even give it to Nazem, considering what his night is. But he's definitely going to get one here as they play Ring of Fire for Johnny Cash. Excellent work from the Flames. You got to love that defensive effort. They played a great game. Should feel good about that. I probably will text Cooper very quickly. I can't bother him because I know he's working, but if he is watching, man, I hope he enjoyed that game. He probably expected something good to happen, but a game like this is probably as good as it gets for the Flames. As Nazem Kadri now getting some camera shots, and his wife and his dad and family and everyone else now get a chance to come out of the tunnel. I want to stay here until we close this on Sportsnet. As we're looking across for Blasty, the flags and everything else, they're showing his family through the tunnel. And the first to greet, look at all these kids now getting a chance to greet all of the Flames as they bring that in. That's awesome to see that with the whole Kadri family and those little girls. That's a lovely family that he's got over there. It was really cool to bring this broadcast to you guys. It brings a tear to your eye when you think about all that stuff. But pretty cool. You see all the players coming into the tunnel and celebrate with Kadri's family and all the girls and the kids. Pretty cool stuff as they get right through the Sea of Red door. Only one more year to get a chance to do that again before they go to the new rink. Cooper and I will be there again next year to celebrate that. So the Flames now get a chance to go ahead and get some celebrations here for the 3 stars as Sam Honzig is the 3rd star of the game. Dustin Wolf also going to get to come out there again. He is star numero dos, unless they're going to save it there for Nazem Kadri, because Wolf would be the number 1 star of this game on every other night. So Sam Honzig, star number 3, as this will be off the fist bump. He'll walk back in. They are going to give it to Nazem Kadri as the number 1 star. It is his night, however. But Dustin Wolf, man, he was immaculate in this game, and that cannot be lost in all of this as the Flames win another one. A little Trevor Lewis jersey for the Flames as well. I always like to see that. I imagine that would make Cooper smile. A little gold chain, little WWE style chain there for Nazem now as he gets the chance to walk out. He's got a cap. He's got some of the family now getting a chance to walk out with him. Dustin Wolf, a little bit of a fist bump there for Nazem Kadri as he puts his hand up in the air. And that picture and everything else going to be worth 1,000 words. And alongside with that had a gold chain with the Fleeman C on it for Nazem Kadri. That's awesome. Be able to share that, give to the kids. And they say, hey, you're going to get a picture and a puck as well? Oh, man, how cool is that? For number 91, in his celebration for his 1,000th game, and alongside his family. Now we're seeing the girls come out there to share some fist bumps and some stick taps. That is some awesome stuff with the nieces and nephews and signed jerseys. Just a wonderful night. Calgary Flames win this one 5-1. Such a privilege to bring this to you. This will be one that I remember for a long time. Hope you guys enjoyed. We will talk soon. Peace, everybody.
Calgary trying to keep this roll going. Stay at home to host the Blackhawks at Menard on Friday. Hope you can join us then. And on to the road Sunday, 6 Mountain in Minnesota against the Wild, and Tuesday, same start time against the Blues in St. Louis. Flames were determined to get the win for number 91. They started early. Frost and Coleman, 36 seconds apart in the first. And then Kadri and Klapka would get into the mix in the second and would finish with a 5-1 win. Tim McCallum, Jesse Boots, Sportsnet Central, coming up, presented by KFC.
When it comes to buying pre-owned, no one beats Champion Checkered Flag used cars. At Champion Buick GMC of Brighton, Champion Checkered Flag pre-owned comes with lifetime powertrain protection, 10-year roadside
Phenomenal.
assistance, and more. And with over 500 vehicles to choose from, you can be sure you always finish first at Champion Buick GMC of Brighton. Log on, championgmcbuick.com.
Long day, huh? Get Kevin's natural food. Clean, protein-packed entrees.
Another Saturday with Satan. Hey, Coach, you got the latest kid of smoke alarm.
Your defense needs to adapt.
I used to play a little defense, Coach.
Man, you gotta be fast to play defense these days.
Well, I was in middle school. Get over 25% faster smoke detection with the smoke alarms. Available at the Home Depot.
Grab the ladder, Smitty. We got 3 more rooms to go.
Mopping is hard work. But I thought I was waiting to get my floors truly.
Close it out here in a 5-1 win for Calgary. I will see you guys probably Sunday. It's going to be set for some snow and some things. Might try to get another one of those in as I visit some family this weekend. The Flames win 5-1. Probably see you back on the Sunday side as, again, the weather is going to hit Michigan. And then the next 5 weeks, After this Friday will be Sharks home games for me, so my weekend availability Friday, Saturday, Sunday through late December is going to be a little bit hit and miss, but we will try to get some stuff during the week as we go. Talk soon, guys.